Hello, and welcome to Plat Chat Overwatch episode 225. There's a poll ongoing. Matt, you've been accused of being late. How do you
they're
respond?
all fucking
It's a
wrong.
safe bet.
Oh,
It's a
why
safe
did you
bet.
have to curse 5 seconds into the episode? That would be demonetized. I can't pay you.
Okay, restart the stream.
No,
Restart it.
it's
No, restart
fine.
it. Scott's not here.
I
We can just restart the episode.
I didn't curse. I didn't curse.
What do you say?
Nobody heard it. Keep it low.
you're washed
Keep
up.
it low. Keep it low.
Oh, he hasn't potted in so long.
But
Anyway.
no, I mean
Scott's
that's insane. The last time I was on the show, I was literally the only one on the show at the right time.
That is true, actually.
Yeah. See, this part Lucas is right. You know,
Just
Scott.
by the
I
way.
mean,
welcome.
it's
Wait,
it's difficult to
are we
wake up when
live?
you have
Yeah, we're
satin
live.
sheets.
Yeah, we're
satin
live.
sheets, right? Yeah, we're
Oh.
live.
Oh, you know, it's
Nice
been
of you
a
to
while.
join
you know,
us.
it goes back and forth. I was like, "Yo, Matt's gonna be here. We're probably gonna start 20 minutes late." So I was.
No,
going through the
Safe bet.
motions.
I even got out of bed. I was like, I have to get up because we're starting, and I didn't want to
Got
make
out of
anybody
bed?
late.
Dude,
You're on
1
East
p.m.
Coast time,
You're
and it's
on
like
the
1
East
p.m. or
Coast, man.
something, isn't it?
Yeah, but we stay up late over here. We're late.
This- Stay up late doing what exactly? You're just playing Balatro, probably.
Bro, Marvel
Yeah, that's me.
Rivals. I've
That's
seen
me.
Matt. He's just popping up.
Oh yeah,
Marvel
yeah.
Rivals.
Playing tons of Marvel Rivals.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Matt? Did you sign the contract?
No,
Oh, yeah.
no. Why the hell I sign a contract to go play the game?
Wait, didn't you sign? Wait, didn't we all sign a contract? Did you sign? If you signed up, didn't you like sign the contract that said you couldn't disparage it? Isn't that why
I didn't
everyone's so
sign
upset?
up. Fuck
No,
that.
No,
I think
it was
it
like a
was
content
special
creator thing.
agreement, a content creator agreement.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a non-disparagement agreement, meaning you can't talk shit about the game.
I
if
just
you've
got a
a
key
free
from
code.
I just got a key from a good friend who sent me one, and it's like, is it better than Overwatch? No. Like, can I just mindlessly select Marvel characters and just run around and just blow shit up? Like, yeah, which is probably like kind of the, you know, I don't think they want this to be like a super sweaty thing. It's like, hey, I want to be Spider-Man and, you know, fucking fly around and web people and shit. All right, cool. Like, you know, that's kind of the game. I don't think it's like got really a ton more depth than that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played. I did the same thing. I played.
it looks really cool. Like the
I-
art's awesome.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. Like it was fun just like running around. I like checked out all the characters. They're fun. They're not balanced at all, bro. That Hella character is just
Yeah,
like
hell is pretty good.
insanely strong. But like to a more realistic point of what we're doing like here, like I was watching Space stream it, and he has like a 6-stack that are like ranked queuing, that are sweaty
my
and are
They are
coming.
pretty sweaty, yeah.
And it looks interesting, but you watch it, I was like, bro, this shit looks unbalanced as hell. Like Space is playing like Rocket, who has like a res where you can res someone every
Yeah.
25 seconds from range. And I was like, what the hell? There's no way that's balanced.
All right, the game is like basically like Timmies who want to recreate like Infinity War and Endgame, right? And they
Yeah.
can go out there and do it. It's not, you know, let's get the 6-stack together with the squad, you know, drink a fucking case of Celsius and, you know, try and dunk on randoms. Like that's not what it's about.
A case of Celsius? Who are you, bro?
Yo, Matt's changed, man. It's been too long.
What do you mean?
Anyway, I think you shouldn't overcomplicate these things. It's a
Yeah.
cool team game. They
It's
have
fun.
Marvel
Yeah.
characters, and people love playing the Marvel characters. So
And they're gonna
it'll
make
probably pop
$1
up for a while.
billion on skins of people who want to buy skins of
Yeah,
Marvel characters.
that's true.
So,
Yeah, they'll figure out that part of the game.
Yeah.
They'll figure out that part of the game. All right. Well, we got an exciting episode today on our hands. We got mid-season changes coming for tanks tomorrow, I believe. And so we're going to pitch some ideas. I wanted to come up with an alternative name for Shark Tank. And so we pitched the ideas, but then I realized Shark Tank has tank in it. And then I got like paralysis by analysis. And I was like, maybe Shark Tank should just
They're not
Be the
gonna
name.
sue us, bro.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
They're not
They
coming
ain't
for
suing
us.
us.
They're
They
not
ain't suing
coming
us
for
for
us?
the
Okay.
$100.
Mark
They-
Cuban
made
isn't
it.
watching Plat Chat. Well,
Yeah, I
actually,
already got us
he
demonetized
does
anyway,
own
so-
the Mavericks, and Luka Doncic might watch Plat Chat. So actually, there is a
think
higher
There's
chance
no
than
way
zero.
Luka is
between
watching
games and
Plat Chat.
there's no
playoffs.
shot.
There's a
Ain't
higher
no
chance
way,
than
bro.
zero, though. You can all agree.
There is a higher chance than zero, but there's also, I mean, yeah, no, the percent is, you know, it's between 0 and 1. It's not.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Luca, if you want to come on Plat Chat, just hit me up on Twitter.
Yeah,
we'll get you on.
We'll send you a freeze pipe.
Yeah, so true.
Is that even legal in Texas? I don't even know.
Yeah, but why not?
All right.
Legal if you try hard enough.
Anyway, before we get into today's episode, we gotta talk about the one and only Manscaped, of course. Call it what you want. Knee knockers, golden nuggets, thigh slappers. Have you ever seen the rocket, by the way, Matt? Look at this rocket we got.
Oh, wow, that's
Look at the
incredible.
rocket, bro.
Yeah, we got a rocket. Yeah, people love the rocket. People go crazy for it. But our friends at Manscaped refer to them as the boys. Not every man has children, but every man is responsible for the two boys below the waist. When your little guys have more hair than they need, trust Manscaped for all your grooming needs. Boys need love too, so there are 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com and use code PLATCHAT for 20% off plus free shipping. You heard it here first. The boys are back in town. Every man knows how scary it can get when going for a close shave below the waist. That's why we trust Manscaped for all my sensitive areas. Introducing the Lawnmower family, including the Lawnmower 3.0 Plus, the 4.0 Pro, and the 5.0 Ultra. 3 ball trimmers. Isn't it awesome? Boys need love too, and for this reason, each trimmer is equipped with skin-safe technology and an LED spotlight, and unique features for different grooming needs. Oh, and these babies are waterproof too. Do I need to say more? For the basic trim, go with the 3.0 and work your way up to the 4.0 plus 5.0 for the ultimate grooming experience. Taking it on the go, Manscaped has you covered. These trimmers come with a travel bag and even a travel lock feature to avoid any accidental powering and or weird looks in the airport. This right here is on the cutting edge of cutting pubes. Upgrade your ball trimmer and your
Cutting edge of cutting you. The
Cutting
way you
edge.
just breeze
You
over
were
that
so,
one
you were
was
so close.
impressive.
You were so close.
All right, it's an early episode, everybody.
I
It's an
gotta
early
say-
episode.
I gotta
it's
say
10
one
a.m.
thing. Johnny asked, I'm gonna speak directly to the Manscaped people. Johnny was like, "Oh, do you want the Manscaped thing?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, send it." And then he sent like 9 of them to Jaws. So I didn't get one.
Yeah,
so-
I don't think you need one, brother.
No,
You
well,
got a shapely beard.
I think you do, bro. He needs it more than us. And honestly,
Look,
I got one recently as well. Dude, those things actually own.
Yeah,
they do- they
I've
do go
used them
kinda
in the
crazy.
past, and
Scott's never
telling
been
you.
cleaner.
I've never been cleaner. Let me get my balls out real quick. And
Let me
you guys
get
will
them out
really be
real
able to
quick.
tell.
If you didn't think we were to monetize now, wait until Scott gets his fucking balls out on stream.
Yeah, exactly. If we're already losing it because Jaws has swore up a fucking
It was
storm.
Matt. It wasn't even me. He swore before you got here, bro.
What?
It wasn't even me this time.
I'm pretty sure I can't say that for legal reasons. But
What?
Yeah, this guy grew an extra fucking testicle, bro. That's crazy.
That's
He's
crazy.
He got 3
Allegedly.
balls to fucking
Allegedly.
shave.
that is crazy.
Allegedly.
We don't know.
Get 20% off plus free shipping with code PLATCHAT at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code Manscaped. With the code PLATCHAT at manscaped.com. For the best
Look at
reports
that
of our
rocket.
trust
He's
Manscaped.
been derailed.
Look at the rocket. You love it. All right. So before we get into the quote unquote Shark Tank part of the podcast, we'll all propose some different changes. I just want to get your quick thoughts here on the mid-season changes that are coming. Jaws, obviously, we talked about it last week. Custa, Mad Mr. X, what do you think about the changes coming tomorrow on Tuesday? It's the crowd control reduction, the armor changes.
Yeah, let me go first. Let me
Yes,
cook.
please. I wasn't expecting much from Matt, but
Yeah,
so go ahead.
okay. So here's the thing. I think I was like everyone when I first saw the changes, and I was like, "Oh, that's nice. They're fixing tanks." And then I went down the list, and there was like, "Oh, they're increasing the buff. Oh, wow, they're not gonna get booped as far. Oh, they're also gonna, take 25% less headshot. Oh, they're also gonna get more healing out of combat. Oh," and then I went into doom scrolling on Twitter about how terrible this is gonna be for the game. But it was one of those things that once you really isolate every single change, it's actually pretty minimal, especially the most important part where the armor reversion is actually more of a nerf for armored tanks than it is a buff. So it kind of offsets a lot for the armored tanks. So I'm actually optimistic that it'll be better for tanks. It's going to be a net buff across the board for the most part. My big fear is that it's going to really help heroes that don't rely on armor. So let's say you're Reinhardt who has a shit ton of armor, right? The headshot reduction kind of offsets some of that burst damage, which they're trying to remove, and enable Reinhardt to be able to go in and not just instantly die. But my fear is that it's going to inadvertently make Roadhog even more unkillable than he already is because he doesn't depend on armor. So I think there might be some big winners in these changes that might really hurt the game. But I'm optimistic. I like big sweeping changes. I think that Season 9 was fun. I think this is fun. As long as they are quick to react if things don't feel great, then I'm all in.
Yeah, it's like
That
a
was such
last
a
hurrah
balanced
to try
take.
and convince people to play tanks.
Yeah.
Like,
Please don't
hey,
stop playing our game.
yeah.
No, Marvel Rivals, please don't go and play Superman. Please play Reinhardt.
Yeah, let's just like, buff the tank roll. I'm gonna be honest, I actually thought the stuff that they did at the beginning of season 9, like playing it like then at the first time, like was totally fine, right? And then the healing reduction went back and forth. Right now it's kind of back to the original spot. I think the issue is if you try and solve for burst damage across the entire game, you're gonna end up with just characters that just end up living forever, and characters that are just not fun, like Roadhog live forever, right? No, it's never the characters we love that end up becoming awesome. It's all the characters that we can't stand.
Hate.
So
Yes.
that's, I guess, my biggest worry is like you keep going down this road, and then now 2 patches from now we're having so many reversions on different stuff and different changes, and nobody has any clue what the fuck's going on at that point. So that's kind of my biggest concern with like. I get doing the big sweeping changes in season 9. I think they probably should have let that breathe a little bit more than just like mid-season of that season, like let it kind of play out a little bit over time. But these are changes, I think, kind of more towards, hey, we need people to play tanks. Let's try and make them a little bit more livable, as opposed to players just adjusting to the changes and having to use cover, not just using their face as cover just in the middle of choke points.
Yeah, I think we spoke a lot about it last week, but I mean, I'm down for big sweeping shit. But just pay attention to the heroes that make the game less fun. Hog, Orisa, just pay attention. Please look at them, just in case they get too OP and then instant nerf them. We made the shit list.
Roadhog's an actual problem.
Yeah.
I can't in my games. I'm not in the highest tier of Overwatch, but it is a pain because it requires so much teamwork to actually deal with
All the
Roadhog.
heroes we hate have fundamental flaws with their kits. That's why we hate them. And then like, it's like old Doomfist, right? Oh, he's OP as fuck. Or like, he's one-shotting people left, right, and oh, he just kind of doesn't do anything, and most Doomfist get shit on. And it's like Doomfist now, in fact, right? You don't have to even equate it to the DPS Doomfist. Like, it's just heroes that have too much variance in their swing. They're too OP or they're too weak or whatever.
Hugo.
Oh.
Let's go.
Dude, Hugo's looking good these days. He's still barking at doors.
Yeah, Hugo looking great. Bro.
He's chilling. You see how chill
chilling?
he is? He's doing a good job.
Oh, good job, Hugo.
He's so cute, bro.
So
God
cute. All right, so let's get into the Shark Tank segment.
Hey, Johnny, before we move on,
Okay, go for it.
Solomon, I sent you a link. Can you
no.
you pump it open? So this is actually a really interesting document.
wow.
If you haven't seen it,
Research.
So this
on Plat
is
Chat.
this is like the armor changes. Like this is all. This is not like obviously like foolproof. This is just someone like estimating all these values. But you can see here, this is what it's going to be like for a net buff or nerf for each character in the roster, right? Of like how they interact with armor. So the way armor used to work, it was like 30% damage reduction while you had armor, while now it's going back to the instanced 5 damage. So therefore, if you do lower numbers of damage per instance of damage, like, Tracer, Diva, Doomfist with the pellets, Roadhog, you will do less damage to armor than the past. So the reason this change is actually pretty interesting is tanks on tanks action is actually, they're going to do less damage to yourselves for the most part, right? Like obviously Reinhardt's going to do a lot of damage, but tanks are just not going to be able to shoot each other as effectively, which I think is probably a good idea.
I like the look of this.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty good. But if you go down the list, you can see why this isn't a huge just like buff to tanks, because all of a sudden all these characters, they're doing a lot more damage per shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's like 34 more damage.
Although, when to make a headshot, you take that.
Sojourn definitely needed a buff, I feel like.
Well, it's not a buff to Sojourn. She has to charge that up. It's just one instance, right?
Right.
So
she has to just shoot it, with the larger projectile size at anything.
it's more like Cassidy, who shoots over and over and over again, right? Without shooting headshots, is now just going to do 30% more damage than he used to in the tanks.
Oh boy.
Wait, all my heroes are getting
strong.
huge buffs. Torb, Alari, and Widow. This is a W patch. This is
is
an
Jaws your
unbelievable
hero.
W patch.
All your
done, devs.
heroes.
Let's go.
We don't
Ana's
know
up there too.
we don't know how the Ana dot works with the armor, though. So.
Oh, yeah, I have no clue. I'm assuming
Yeah.
it applies every instance of like the dot, but I don't know.
This was a really interesting thing that sort of like shifted my perspective, because I thought like when I saw the armor changes, I just assumed it was going to be a buff for tanks as well, but it's actually kind of a nerf, except for when tanks are shooting tanks, which I think is a good thing, right? Like if you're like tanks are going to do less damage against each other, but everyone else is going to do more damage against tanks, That's kind of what we want it to do, as long as they're able to sort of like mellow out that damage curve, which is what I would assume everything else is trying to do in the patch.
I don't know if it's only me, but I look at these heroes that are nerfed that have like a lot less damage, and I don't really like any of these heroes. It's like Sombra, Reaper, Mauga. It's like all the heroes that I think is a problem in every game I'm in.
Yeah. But hey, honestly, it's fine. That's why we're good. Flip it on its head.
Tracer one
Let's
is
see what
kind of
happens.
insane.
It is kind of insane. Sorry about that.
Hugo, calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hugo, it would take like 12 Hugos to make that type of noise.
Well, you know, the delivering groceries is a big problem apparently. So
And delivering groceries, dude. Times are
yeah,
tough.
Siri doesn't like it.
Times are tough. Yeah, Johnny's on that real grind set,
Yeah.
that hustler's mindset, bro.
Yeah,
Signed up for Hustlers University.
no more
Spend
imported
money to
caviar.
make
No more
money.
imported caviar for Johnny. They have to be delivered from the local grocery store.
I need to
is
get
so
remold.
Is he really getting up?
Oh, well, so
Yeah,
we're
he's
just gonna
leaving.
hear.
This is Plat Chat now.
What do you guys think about those ankle socks? What do you think about green ankle socks? There?
I don't mind green ankle socks. They're kind of
Green
nice.
ankle socks are not comfortable to wear. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah, they're not comfortable, Imo. I just prefer like my whole foot getting engorged in a sock rather than just like.
What do
the
you wear,
bottom
like
half. They
flight
feel kind of
socks
awkward.
every day, Jack?
I wear thick socks, bro. They feel comfy. I just want my foot feel cushioned when I walk,
That's a,
like I'm
that's
walking
a
on
little,
clouds.
That's a little different.
I mean, from the UK, bro. My feet are always fucking cold.
What about you, Scott? What do you
Shit
do?
sucks.
I feel like you're a no sock type of guy.
No, I'm actually the opposite. I'm a perma sock kind of guy.
Do you wear
I am
socks?
always
Do you wear
wearing
socks to bed?
Yes.
That's
Really?
That's
Yes.
the signs of a serial killer.
You know, that's I was about to say that's a sign of a serial killer. Like,
my
actually,
feet get cold. If I don't
Nah.
wear socks in bed, my feet just get really cold.
We need to get Sab out of there immediately.
he's gonna kill somebody for sure.
She's in danger. You really sleep with socks on?
Yeah, bro. What's so bad about
bro.
having socks in bed?
It's so weird. Like,
that's
what?
rough.
It gets so hot, bro. How do you not?
No,
like...
yeah, my feet are so cold. My feet are just very
Bro,
cold naturally.
There's no
so-
shot. Nah, look, I think socks in bed is like one of those things. Like you're okay doing it to maybe like 10 or 12, and then
You got
after that,
30% on your side.
What? No,
after
okay. So
that you're done.
I will say, I will always start with socks, and I will fall asleep, and I will wake up, and the
taking
socks will be off.
Oh,
So, like,
yeah.
at some point in the night, the socks get flung off because
I
I'm
should
like,
like
this shit's
realizing
too
that you're a
hot.
psychopath.
Yeah.
I'm just like, holy shit, I've got to act normal real quick.
Oh, I do things in my sleep. Oh, completely normal.
Do you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of sleep, do you guys talk in your sleep
No,
at all? Okay.
I don't think so. No.
Apparently, I'm a yapper. Like, I'm a yapper.
I don't doubt that shit at all. I
And,
don't,
like, laughing and shit too. I'm
We should do the
apparently I'm the
podcast.
psychopath
You
when I
laugh
sleep.
in your sleep.
Yeah, I
when you're
laugh when I
asleep.
sleep.
We
It's
should do the
insane.
podcast when you're asleep.
Yeah, we
You
actually
start
should.
talking.
We should just put Plat Chat on. It's just me fucking yapping about random bullshit and then laughing randomly.
What are you talking about?
Very scary.
bro, magic. Jack's just yapping about magic.
About
the whole
magic,
time as he's
actually, yeah.
like-
You know, I had a dream last night about magic. I'm not kidding, because we stayed up late the other night playing.
I think I
was like-
kind of did too.
Oh, no.
Bro,
I know
you guys
Scott was in
alright?
it and we were playing, but I can't.
Yo,
remember.
I was in your dreams.
I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Jack's just like in his bed, just like asleep. He's like, I scry one.
Tap 2.
I'm gonna be real.
Ninjutsu
I've never
Yuriko.
had a dream that any of you guys have been in. But
Really? That's
I
actually
appreciate
weird.
you guys.
You've never had a dream about any of us.
No.
That's more uncommon, right? Surely you'd have a dream about
Yeah.
one of us at some point, just like inadvertently about something. Like I've
Yeah, 'cause
dreamed
we
about
hang
like
out and shit,
Overwatch League or some shit when I was
Yeah.
like casting
Really?
at something, and then I could fly or some shit. You know, it gets weird over there.
It's
I just-
weird over there.
I just dreamed that I'm basically Kobe Bryant, and I'm just.
He's dreaming he's 3 foot taller, dunking on people. That's Matt's dreams.
I'll watch
What?
Anthony Edwards highlights, and then I'll go to sleep, and I'll be like, "Man, what if that was me? I was just dunking on people."
Why am I not surprised you have
That's kind of
sports dreams?
sad. That's kind of sad, man.
What if I was just a bit taller?
Yeah, Matt, that's what's holding you back. If you're a bit taller, you would be Anthony Edwards.
He would be the NBA.
You know,
for
I
sure.
think if I was like 6'10", I think I could make the NBA.
Yeah, so would most people. 6'10's very
6'10" is
tall.
Unbelievable.
Like Johnny, what are you? You're like 6'5",
I'm 6'7".
6'7". You're gonna be 3 inches taller than Johnny.
I think if
You're
I was
making me
as
feel
tall-
bad about not
I
being in
think
the
if I
NBA.
was as tall as Johnny, I think I'd have a shot.
Yeah, Johnny, how dare you?
I think I'd be like at least like a G leaguer playing Russia if I was Johnny's height.
Play in Russia.
I could play in Italy.
Yeah, I think I could play in like the Greece league if I was Johnny Side.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, you could just be like the brother of Tenakupo, and then you could also be in the NBA. You know, all
That's
those things could
true.
happen.
I could have just succeeded off of nepotism if I was related to an NBA player.
I think you'd be like a Jackson Hayes kind of type, man. That'd be you.
Oh yeah, looks lost on the court 90% of the time. That would be
Yeah.
Matt,
Bro.
100%.
Look, I don't want to sidetrack this, but some of the guys the Knicks had in the other day, I could get a bucket on some of those guys. I mean, they had some guys in the game. I was like, these guys are bums. I was like, you tell me I can't get by that guy?
You think the Lakers are gonna draft Bronny?
No,
Yeah, 'cause they're
please no.
desperate.
I fucking hope not.
'Cause
They're gonna
desperate.
re-sign LeBron, Matt. Surely.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, they're gonna give him like $1 billion for like 2 years.
2 years, 100 million.
Yep. They're gonna
All
trade
good.
for somebody dumb.
All
let's
right.
go.
We should actually talk about Overwatch, I think.
Yeah, because I could go on this. Change the subject.
Yeah, I did want your opinion. All right. So, Custa, you're the only one I haven't asked because you were late. What heroes do you actually have changes for? I'm writing a list.
I
Didn't prepare.
didn't prepare for this. But
Dude, even Matt took notes.
Yeah.
Matt took notes and
well,
wrote
okay,
out
here's the
heroes.
thing.
I with the pause was such a dead giveaway.
Yeah, so what happened was you were like Shark Tank
yeah.
episode. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about it. But I've been thinking them up. I got great changes.
Okay.
I don't have individual changes. I actually have role changes that I would like to make to Tank.
Okay, well, we can start there because me and Jaws, we have role changes too. So, Jaws, I'm actually going to throw it to you. Shark Tank, you're up. Role changes for Tank.
Hello, dragons. Wait, what are they saying? Shark Tank? Because in the UK, in Dragon's Den, they go, hello, dragons.
Oh, it's Dragon's Den in the
No,
UK.
it's hello,
Dragon's Den in
sharks.
the UK, yeah.
Hello,
Hello,
sharks.
sharks. Hello. Today, I have a new tank passive for you all that I hope you will invest in. 2% of my company for $17 million. So, this new
big
tank hidden
valuation.
passive, if someone says tank diff in chat or the mic picks up what you're saying and it's derogatory towards tank players, you're calling them bad or whatever, you don't get a rank up even if it's a win. Tank players
I'm
are
out.
sick and tired of being, just abused in the rank queue. So if it picks up you like talking
You play
smack about him,
Tank?
hell no. I'm the one fucking talking shit about them. That's why I came up with this idea. I'm like, I probably don't deserve the win after saying tank diff in chat 20 times. Or under my
Jack,
breath at least.
let me clear this up. So you're coming in and
Why are
you're
you
saying
Scissors.
He's gonna cut me. What the fuck?
you said that you want.
Holy shit.
So
Dude,
this is
this guy
toenail scissors for
sleeps with
cats.
his socks on and then just talks to people just with scissors in his hands.
I'm fidgeting with
crazy,
something.
this guy?
I'm having a great time. I'm just fidgeting. Okay, so let me get this right. So your way to fix Tank is to make it so that they win less whenever they flame the rest of the team.
No. Your team will win less if they flame the tank. If the DPS or support say tank diff in chat, or the mic picks up them saying, oh, this tank sucks, bro, then the DPS or the support player won't get the win won't get a rank up if they win, is basically what I'm saying. So tank players won't get abused as much in the rank queue, therefore leading to maybe more tank positivity and them queuing again.
I like
That's
it.
true.
There you go. There's my hidden tank passive. I don't know what to call it, but
It doesn't sound like a good rule
17
for
million.
society, but in Overwatch, I can get behind it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you need to be
100%.
strict in Overwatch, bro.
Oh, because I'm actually surprised with how many tank players are like, why don't you like playing tanks? And they're like, everyone's mean to me. Like, because like, they just
Yeah.
get yelled at by all the
They do,
DPS and
yeah.
supports
Yeah.
because they're the ones that die first. Always.
And it
Tank
kind of
players
leads in this
just love
cycle of
pain.
tanks players being really toxic, because I think tank is one of the more toxic roles. But it's probably because they get abused the most. And so therefore they're lashing back out at people. So it kind of makes sense.
Dude, it's so real though, Scott. Like, you get these people who don't know what they're talking about, and it's so annoying.
Yeah.
I had one person who wasn't in voice chat the other day, and so they're typing in text, and they're like, "You're taking space too fast, so we don't have cover." And I just like, please get in voice so we can
What does that
communicate.
even mean?
Yeah.
I was like pushing up too fast, which left my backline exposed apparently. So
Just hold W, bro. Like, what are they saying? Just hold W with the tank.
I don't know, but they weren't the voice. It was a problem, and I got tilted. So Custa, it's a problem. You don't understand.
No, I don't. I'm usually the flaming of the tank.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about tank players. I'm gonna be honest. I
Okay.
don't give a fuck.
Okay, well,
Just
All
play
right.
the game, and I'll try and heal you. If you die, then you know what? Fair
Okay.
enough.
just get rid of them then. At that point, let's just go to 4-on-4. It's worked for COD, you know. Just
It worked.
no
for
tanks,
COD.
just 2 DPS, 2 supports.
Custa, you're up.
Okay, so my hello sharks.
We don't have to do the Hello Sharks thing. It's gonna take forever.
Hello sharks.
Yeah.
I would like to do the $5 billion valuation at 5%. Microsoft hit me up.
Not how that works, but okay.
So I would like to propose. I would like the tank pass, the DPS passive, to go to between 30 and 40%. So here's my
30
logic.
to 40%.
Yes. So here's my
like it.
thinking.
I like
Yeah.
it.
See,
You
I got mad on
double
board
it.
instantly. So this inadvertently nerfs healers more. But the thing is, I would like to put it to 30 to 40% so that nukes Mauga and Roadhog off of the server. But then it makes heroes that don't just need healing better. So therefore, then everyone else can
Yeah.
play the game other than the heroes that I hate. So. I think the DPS passive is a cool thing to make it so that tanks don't just feel like they can stand in the middle of damage 100% of the time. And then if they still suck, then you can buff the heroes, right?
I agree with you, Scott. I do think though they need to do something with some of the supports though that are just like
Oh yeah.
heal bot supports, because like supports should be, instead of just staring at the backside of a player and just pumping, you know, life weaver pedals into them, right? It should be more about like utility and like some healing throughput, right? Like instead of just 100% throughput. I think those are the supports that struggle with that. I like the DPS passive up high. I think that's
Guys,
season
it's
9.
at 20%.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
don't
really
And I
think
think
it's
it's,
not.
but I think you
Rank
make that
it.
shit higher. I'm sick of playing Kiriko, holding right click over my fucking Roadhog with my finger hovering the Suzu, just like any moment now he's gonna get fucking in
He's
danger.
gonna get
And then
antied.
as soon as he gets in danger, I throw the Suzu and then the tank's back to full health and we're like, oh, we're still bowling. And that's what we do for the next like 10 minutes of the game. Like, I think it would be better for healers and I think it would be better for tanks if we
Why
like,
wouldn't you change Take a Breather and the Cardiac Overdrive?
because,
Yeah,
I-
that just makes more sense.
Yeah,
to me.
well, the thing is,
I
I
feel
think
like
it
the game's a
affects
good
a lot
spot
of
right now.
other people.
No.
You know, like we could change those, but I actually
nuke
think
both
the whole
dumb
point,
heroes.
No,
Just
the
take 'em
whole-
out of the game.
No, but the whole point, right, is I think you kind of maybe you just need a nerf healing or like that kind of stuff. But I'm kind of sick of this like heal bot, just like everyone put all your resources into the tank and hope for the best kind of thing. Because I think that also leads into what Jack's saying. Because we're putting all of our resources into the tank, if the tank keeps fucking dying, then I'm gonna flame the tank. Because I'm doing my job, why the fuck are you dying, right? Like, I think all of these things have the cause and effect to leading to, like, tanks just being a miserable, sad, abused role.
I think the healing has been perfectly fine with the 20%. Honestly, for the last patch or so, like I think we're in a good spot.
yeah,
Where,
I
like,
try and get to,
damage
like,
dealers,
80.
sorry, supports are doing damage right now, and like it's kind of tough to keep the tank alive, but not to the point where you're just like, oh, I just can't keep up. Because if you do buff it to like 40, 50% or whatever, there is no point healing the tank at all. Just 0 point. I'd actually just rather delete Roadhog and Mauga from the game. Genuinely.
Yeah.
Or just remove their healing and give them a fucking, I don't know, give Hog like a fucking harpoon or something, you know? Like, just give him something else.
That'd be cool.
This was
you go.
more me just spreading propaganda about the
is
DPS
good.
passive being good at 20%, and it could actually go to 25%. I'm not realistically saying it should be at 30 or 40,
Yeah,
but I
you're,
think
you're
it's...
proposing 100 healing turning to 60 healing.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
okay.
fucked.
I might
Yeah,
have
that's
overcooked,
good.
but you got to start high. So when you guys meet me in the middle, then I'm like, yeah, that's good. That's where I
very
wanted
smart
to be.
from you.
No,
you're-
Scott,
you're-
don't give
you're-
up. Don't give
You're
up, Scott.
changing the perception of things by pushing it in an extremist direction. That is
Exactly. It's a
crazy.
negotiation. you know?
That is sick manipulation right there. All right. For my role suggestion, it's a bit more mild. I actually just proposed that all tanks get 10% more HP, but they deal 10% less damage, just to make them more survivable.
Oh, yeah,
but
that'll definitely get
they
people to
kill
play.
less.
I'm
But
doing
look,
less damage now.
look, I don't want this narrative of the tanks are just damage characters with lots of HP. I just want to be survivable, and then be annoying and boot people all over the place and make space. Like I don't actually need to feel like I can get a 3K on tank every time.
Does
I have
10%
something
do that
stupid.
No.
10% healing doesn't really help.
20% more HP and 20% less damage?
I don't think more HP does anything with how much damage people can do.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
What if this is a change I have not thought out? I have thought about this 8
Brilliant.
seconds ago,
Okay.
and I think it's stupid, but I'm going to say it anyway. What if tanks as a passive had a faster respawn time than everybody else?
That's crazy.
That's
Dude, ball
stupid.
players
That is
feasting.
stupid.
Holy
What if?
shit.
Hey, you know what? We just keep throwing them into the fire to go die.
Oh, here
What
we
if
go.
they just?
Whoa.
What if they were able to just come back faster?
This is Dragon's Den.
What if they were able to just come back faster? Why not? Lower their
That
respawn
is
time.
so dumb. Dude, you just want to throw yourself at the fight with your lots of
Yeah.
HP.
Hey, our tank's
Reckless
always
about
dead.
it.
Who
Just
gives a
cycle
shit?
your
He's going to be
HP.
back in 3 seconds.
No, that is dumb.
gives
We got
a
lots
shit?
of changes. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. We got lots of changes coming. I'm not dragging this episode out. All right. So
Well,
I
that
think
one's
one
got
of the
some
more
legs, I think.
one of the more popular heroes that we'll discuss on this podcast is actually Reinhardt. So Matt, I'll give you a second chance. What's your proposed Reinhardt change?
So I think Reinhardt. Look, I mean, fucking people are making flying cars and shit, and Reinhardt's out there fucking trying to make fire with sticks. He needs a complete redo. I think across the board. I think we need a character that's got a little bit more in depth in the tank. What if they redid Reinhardt and gave him like a battle stance and like a defensive stance, almost like a
Like wow.
like a WoW type warrior, and in like an offensive stance, he could like have some type of like battle rage mechanic and do some extra damage. Maybe he swings
Like the mirror
hammer.
watch thing where he gets attack speed every time he swings.
Kind of, yeah. He could do two-handed though and then when he does defensive, that's when he can use his shield. And the idea is you could kind of almost like Lucio, like shift between offensive and defensive stance, and he had kind of like a little bit more of an
like
interesting
Nemesis
gameplay
form,
loop.
but Reinhardt.
Yeah, that kind of yeah.
But no cooldown. You could switch through it back and forth, kind of like how Lucio does.
Would you get different weapons, or would you always have the
It would be the
two-handed
same
hand?
weapon, but it would just be one-handed and defensive because you'd have the shield, and then in two offensive form you would have the hammer with the two
So
hands.
how is it
and
different
swing
than just
faster.
shielding now and
Well,
swinging?
because you can then give like a different ability with the right click on the offensive stance, and then if you wanted to give Fire Strike a different ability, you could do that as well. And then maybe he had two ultimates, an ultimate that's an offensive and an ultimate that's defensive. And I think he'd be cool.
Okay, Matt kind of
Fraggy
cooked
is
with
coming back
this,
to Overwatch, baby.
but
That's the
it's not
change.
fully fleshed out. You know, yeah, I think there's an
It's
idea.
not fully
there's
fleshed
something
out,
there.
but there's something here.
There's something there.
here.
Yeah, I like it.
He should also be able to spec talents and go into a talent tree where he can wield
No.
two-handed swords, and then he could spin around on the spot and blade storm, we'll call it, I think, and then he can jump into the backline, give grievous wounds to everybody so they can't heal.
And then
think
Sylvanas
that's
will
good.
come out, and then,
And then
we'll
Sylvanas
kill
will come
her.
out, leap in, fucking, that'll be his ult. They'll fucking smash the entire team, leaving a trail of fire on the ground. That'll be fucking
But what
amazing,
if, like,
bro.
in defensive stance, right? We'll call it defensive stance. Fire Strike, instead of like, maybe he didn't have Fire Strike in defensive stance, but he could put like a little shield on a teammate or something like that.
a little
Like a
break
little
shield.
barrier.
No, I like Fire Strike for the defensive stance, but for the offensive stance, give him Whirlwind.
Yeah.
Yo, that'd be fucking sweet. Are you telling me this would make Reinhardt so much more fun?
Speed, and Reinhardt just
Yeah.
whirlwinds on the point.
Offensive stance, he gets fucking whirlwind. He gets the two-handed hammer, and maybe he gets a little bit of a speed boost, a personal speed boost to get in there.
Dude,
Yeah.
that would be the coolest shit ever.
Reinhardt would be so
whirlwinding?
fucking back.
That's
Devs,
cooked.
get at it.
Okay, so the thing is, I actually kind of like this idea because it's kind of like we're combating like what is it, power creep from the newest heroes. Like newest heroes do fucking a billion things, right? And then you got Reinhardt who's like, I just fucking sup guys, pin, like, pin, like, swing, throw a shield, and that kind of stuff. So it's like, I agree. I don't know. I think that's cool. I think you could just turn that into a new hero. Just let Reinhardt be Reinhardt. I don't know. I don't think
but Reinhardt's gonna be a fucking fossil, though. He's gonna, just put him in a
Reinhardt's
museum.
still
He's in the
good.
fucking
People
Stone
tell
Ages.
me people are playing Reinhardt in fucking scrims apparently these days. Like apparently he's not absolutely tragic. Like maybe in ranked. Like I think Reinhardt is like a few tweaks away from being overpowered in ranked. And these tank changes coming are
this is
probably gonna be one of them.
This is propaganda.
No, this is not propaganda. This is like Reinhardt is like they're always on the edge of being like. So here's what. Can I go to my tank changes?
Yeah, go for it. Go for Reinhardt.
Yeah.
So I think the problem with Reinhardt is he needs some way to be able to get in and swing, so he's not just a shield bot. So I have two. The first one is people always get really upset when I ask for this. Is if you give Reinhardt unstoppable on pin, which gives him damage reduction and
I
unCCable.
agree. That's part of my change as well.
That should happen.
So that's probably a little much, but fuck it, we bowl.
No.
Like give Reinhardt some love. A more complicated change was I think Reinhardt should regenerate his shield on movement. So it incentivizes Reinhardt to continue to move so he can regenerate his shield in combat
Wait, so
as
if
well.
you charge, do you gain more shield?
Yes, you would gain more shield. So the idea is that you would walk up with your shield and then you would pin when your shield gets low. You regenerate shield as you pin. When you come out of the pin, you have more shield and it keeps telling you to move forward. So then you let go of your shield, you're swinging, you're regenerating shield. It's essentially incentivizing you to do the thing that Reinhardt needs to do, which is keep moving fucking forward. Because as soon as you stop moving forward, you're dead.
What if we allowed Reinhardt to swing his hammer while his shield's up?
Okay,
Shut up, Matt. This is actually an amazing change, Scott. They should hire you. They should.
Hey,
they should
please hire me.
Please,
I'm available.
They should
I'm
hire
free.
Scott.
This is
That is a great change.
a hashtag ad for Scott.
Put it on the resume, bro. Put this
Hashtag
clip
ad.
on his resume. Put the
Johnny
URL.
said my idea was good.
Yeah. Brought to you
love
by
it.
Brought to you
It's
by
groundbreaking.
Manscaped
You
and
get more
the
shield as
Custa
you move
Job
around.
Foundation.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you.
I think it's a great change, Scott.
So Johnny's buying in. Sharks, how much are you
I'm
buying in for
buying.
my 17 billion valuation?
You know what?
Right,
I
you
think
can
it's
swing the
okay.
hammer with the shield up. I'm in.
No, I don't give a shit. But no, absolutely fucking not. There's no way. Like that would be so ridiculous. Like how the fuck do you even
Why?
deal with that? He's fucking looking at you with shield, and he's just like fucking clobbering your ass. Like there's no way.
Yeah.
Can
You
we
can
get that
fucking
one too,
swing it
Scott?
over his head like this.
Was he a fucking whack-a-mole, motherfuckers?
You can
Okay,
do whirlwind with his shield up.
My change is better. Just saying. But okay, so
Toxic.
Solomon, there's an image in chat.
It's an image
So-
in chat.
So here we go.
Bro, you
Give
can't
Reinhardt a
do
new ability.
Something like this.
You just
Give
copy
Reinhardt
another
a new
game.
ability, right? When he holds shield, he has rockets on his back. So like he deploys his rockets like Valkyrie from Apex Legends.
This is
And so we're not taking the flying portion. He's not going to fly, not yet anyway. So her micro missiles, right? When they hit the ground, they slow people in front of her, right? So Reinhardt can do the same thing. He holds shield up, and then he deploys rockets, and he shoots them in front of him, and anybody struck gets slowed, so he can then pin in. And then he can actually get a pin on somebody.
So
And
me
just
saying he
then
can swing
clobbering
his
people.
hammer through his shield is a stupid idea, but then you want to give him fucking rockets out of his
give him
back.
rockets out of his back, and they land. You can dodge them. You got a little bit of time there. You can dodge them out of the way, but they'll go, and then hit the ground, then slow people, and then it kind of like it levels the character up a little bit. There's a lot of nuance there, a lot of nuance.
No,
Look,
Jack,
it
I
is.
think you're
Jack's
onto
just a
something.
Valkyrie one trick. That's
I think
all I'm
you're
taking
onto
away
something,
from
though,
that
Jack.
one trick, yeah.
People just want more slows in CC and Overwatch, so I think
Okay,
they would
maybe it
really
doesn't have to be
love
a
another
slow, maybe-
slow.
Well,
in the
but
game.
okay, but I
tether.
think tanks should have slows and CCs. Like that's
Yeah.
my tank. Like they should be allowed to get beat up
That
on,
should
but
be
they
the
should
rule,
have
yeah.
ways of like screwing other people over, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like other tanks don't
There's
have
no
that shit.
slows. There should be no slows.
No
That being
slows in the game.
said, you don't need help
No
to hit
slows.
the charge. You just pin in and you hit someone most
Yeah,
of the time.
get good,
Yeah,
Jack.
exactly. If you hit the missiles, you're rewarded with a free pin target. Unless
No,
you
I'm
suck
saying
and
you don't
miss.
need more help. Like just press pin, and if you're unstoppable too, great.
Okay, we're not adding on the unstoppable. Like
yeah,
that's
we are.
That's a
adding
little
the-
bit
actually,
ludicrous
we are.
here.
Yes, actually, we're adding
It's just
the
that become
unstoppable.
the Ryan. Please buff Ryan. Fucking second.
No, we're adding unstoppable to pin, and we're taking Custa's idea of
No,
regenerating
you
shield.
can
when
have
you go
one.
in.
I didn't say you could have both. You
Yeah,
can have
it's
one.
not
No, you can
both,
have both.
bro, and come
Actually,
on
you can have
now.
both.
And then he gets
Yeah.
whirlwind.
There's no
And then he
limitations
gets
here.
whirlwind. He has missiles, whirlwind. He's unstoppable, and then he's
His shield
he's just
regens
fucking
when he
Iron
pins.
Man at this point. Like he's
Bro,
actually
he's
Marvel
old.
Rivals.
That's
Give
starting
him
to
a
sound like a
break.
Marvel Rivals character. It
Yeah,
actually is.
yeah, it actually does.
All right. Final thing on Ryan here. I don't. Okay, if Mauga can put people on fire, why can't Reinhardt put people on fire with Fire Strike? If you hit someone with fire, surely they'd start burning. No.
Does Reinhardt need more damage?
No.
No.
It
He's
makes
already got
sense
micro
lore-wise,
missiles.
no?
He's got unstoppable pin. He doesn't need more damage.
Like if I throw a Molotov cocktail at you, you'd start burning. It wouldn't just be impact damage.
No, I would stop, drop, and roll, and I would eliminate the burns.
That's true. Maybe that's the ability we need to add into Overwatch. Everybody can stop, drop, and roll when they catch on fire. That's the counterplay.
You can put yourself out by
There's
stop,
an
dropping, and
you
rolling.
press the interact key when you're on fire, and your character gets to the ground, starts rolling over, and then you
Okay, okay. I'm afraid it doesn't get any better because we're moving on to Sigma. And Matt, I've heard you have quite a suggestion here for Sigma.
Yeah, they should do a crossover skin with Magneto because the Marvel rival character Magneto is basically Sigma.
It's actually Sigma. It actually is Sigma. Magneto is 100% Sigma.
Yeah. I actually didn't really have anything down for Sigma because I just kind
You
of like
just had
Sigma as a
that.
character. Yeah, that's all
You
I
said
had.
Sigma before the show, and then you're like, that's
I
all
had
you
that,
had.
you know, the Overwatch devs did such a good job with Sigma, he became Magneto, so they should do a cross. They should get, as like payment, they should get one Magneto skin in Overwatch.
Okay. Did anyone else have any Sigma stuff?
Well, I think I like Sigma.
Yeah, I
think
like
Sigma.
Sigma.
I like Sigma
I
too.
think Sigma, you can fuck with a couple of his numbers always if you need balance. But I think as a kit overall, I think he's really fun and balanced.
He was the first modern day tank.
The one thing I can say about Sigma is like all his abilities feel fun to hit.
Yeah.
Like there's some characters that like you hit their ability just because you have to, and it doesn't like, you know, it doesn't make you feel anything. All of Sigma's abilities feel impactful to use and hit. Like that's kind of why I was like, I don't think there's really anything to fuck with Sigma. I think he's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agree.
It's a good hero. Okay. All right. So, do any of you have suggestions for Mauga or Junker Queen?
Yeah.
just delete Mauga.
I
And
actually
then-
didn't
Okay,
even
that's a
list
suggestion.
Mauga
Junker.
because I don't want to play Mauga.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let you go first here, Scott.
Okay. Well, I said yes mainly for Junker Queen, but okay. So I can hit Mauga. Here's the thing. Mauga has the big issue where it's like I think his identity as a hero is cool, but I don't think it's necessarily fun. And I think like I don't know how you can balance it without doing like big reworks, but it feels weird to talk about reworks when a hero came out like 2 months ago. So it's kind of like in a weird spot because the core gameplay is built around igniting people and then just shooting them in the body. So that's always going to lead into people just shooting other tanks, which tank busters kind of just feels really bad. And that's what we're in the meta of right now, right? Where how many times you're playing a game, your tank is struggling, and then they just go Mauga and they just start shooting the other tank. And it leads into them having to either mirror Mauga or like do something else. And it's not difficult to do that gameplay as Mauga as well. You literally just stand there and shoot at them. So I think what I would do is like add some level of like diminishing returns on like shooting ignited targets, but like that's gonna feel fucking bad. Like I think the power fantasy where you charge in, you slam people, and then you shoot the backline is like I think that's cool, but I think that's not what his kit is like leading him to do. I also think his ultimate is kind of like frustrating to deal with at times as well.
Yeah,
I don't have any changes.
His ult,
off
I
the
think,
bat.
is one of the biggest problems of his kit, honestly.
Dude, that shield,
It's
the
so
dome.
stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
looking at it now in retrospect of like the hero being out, I'm like, that shit is not fun to
It's like
play
a-
with, and it's not fun to play against. Like,
Yeah.
it's not intuitive. Well, it's intuitive to use. You just fucking lock people in. But like playing around that shit when your enemy, your teammates get locked in, that is, oh god.
There's a bunch of
Please.
stuff that doesn't make sense with each other. It's just kind of like a mishmash of like, all right, we got this lane on. Do you know that Mauga has 2 hearts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
remember that from the lore.
Yeah. You know that, Scott?
Yeah, that's
Got 2
crazy.
hearts. That's why he's so big.
That's crazy.
He's got 2 hearts. It's pretty crazy.
I mean, I like the idea of duel, just like, oh, you put it down and you're like dueling someone, but like it doesn't work. And I just,
You're
Yo,
just doing the
maybe
same thing you were
that's,
doing 5 seconds ago. You're
Yeah.
just sat
Maybe
there
that's
holding left
our
click and
our
right click.
battle stance, offensive stance. He can switch which
More
heart
stances.
is. you can switch which heart is pumping into his body,
my
and maybe he's
gosh.
got a super defensive heart, and like
Let's invite Matt to this discussion. That'll be fun, right? Yeah, we'll invite Matt and we'll have a meaningful discussion.
Dude, what's next? You get to pick what half of your brain you're using on the next hero.
Bro, Matt not using either half of his brain for these suggestions, bro.
Mauga would just have nothing up there, so I mean that wouldn't really work for Mauga.
All right, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on to my suggestion here. Okay, so I think cardiac overdrive is a bit of a problem. The fact that you're just able to you kind of just you go in, but not too much. You go in a little bit, and then you use cardiac overdrive, and you just kind of pray that you get enough damage on the enemy tank that you stay alive and absorb all the enemy damage that they're like focusing on you.
And that's the problem as well. You said you didn't even shoot enemies. You said shoot the other tank. Like
Yeah, 'cause that's how you get
it
yourself.
just tells you to shoot the other tank. Like
Okay. So here's my suggestion. This is where Junker Queen comes in.
okay.
Oh my god, he and Spawn
the
Jungle.
hell?
What
are you
if
gonna say?
We're gonna
what
have
if
combos.
Mauga with cardiac overdrive swapped abilities with commanding shout? So Mauga would give over health to all his people, so it become like an anti-dive hero. So people dive in, you give your team over health, and you try to counter the dive, to like kill the divers as fast as possible. That's where you close range. Meanwhile, Junker Queen, she retains the speed, but she gets cardiac overdrive, and so you rush in there with your teammates, and you're like, fuck shit up as much as possible, and my team gets healed. It like takes rush brawl into like times 10. You just have to fuck shit up as a team to heal yourself and stay alive as much as possible.
I like
Weirdly,
it.
that actually makes sense. Like, if you swap the abilities, you could be like, okay, that actually makes sense thematically with the fucking heroes. But Junker Queen getting cardiac overdrive
she would be
seems
broken.
like a problem.
That
Why
would be
though? You don't deal nearly as much damage consistently as
But you
Mauga.
do a lot of damage. Like you do.
Yeah,
Like think about
yeah.
it. You're just gonna start meat shotting the tanks, and then like you'd obviously have to tune
you
her
won't die.
self healing as a current self healing as well. But like,
Yeah.
I think cardiac
that might be a
overdrive
problem.
as an ability with
Doubling
damage
shots.
with damage reduction with lifesteal for your entire team around you is just like
not a-
it's a
it's not a
very
good ability.
difficult ability.
It's just
to balance.
taking the problem from Mauga and then just passing it off to Junker Queen.
No, because I don't think it's as serious. I think, okay, how much damage do you think a full Mauga cardiac overdrive deals if you just shoot like a
Bro,
Diva or a Winston?
a Junker Queen with
it doesn't
cardiac
matter about
overdrive,
that.
getting fucking like axe resets in a group of people,
Let's go,
and
man.
getting like life steal.
That's the fantasy,
man.
It would be
baby.
fucking. It would
That's
just
the
be
fantasy.
so stupid. But what you just want fucking goats back in some fucking weird ass way. Just
I
let's all
want
just
5
run
seconds
each
of
other.
mayhem when Junker Queen goes in. It just goes into mayhem. And the team is just like,
and then
this
she
is our
can
time.
she can use her ultimate, put bleed on everybody, then use cardiac overdrive, and then do more. She would never die. I mean,
It's just 5 seconds. It's just 5 seconds.
Just
It'll be all
every
right.
12 seconds.
Bro,
Just
yeah,
five
it's
seconds,
just
bro.
5 seconds every 12
Just
seconds.
Just amp speed back. Just disengage, bro.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
run,
Clueless,
bro.
Clueless,
Right?
just amp speed. Oh my god, no way. Just fucking use Lucio against the enemy Junker Queen. Oh no.
I think
Dude,
there's something there, guys.
The problem is that cardiac overdrive is just a fucked ability. Like I don't
Kind
think
of.
there's an ability in the game where it should give health to everybody and like life steal, as it were.
And damage
I think the
reduction.
ability in general is just flawed and it should just be changed or removed.
Yeah.
Like, straight up. It's too
Name
hard
a
to
single
balance.
ability that's better than cardiac overdrive.
none.
Apart from an ult, maybe like
Yeah, no ults. Name an ability that's better than cardiac overdrive.
I mean,
Mortality
Jake
field.
would be on here and say like blink or some dumb shit, but
Oh yeah, but like okay, that yeah, you know,
Mortality
like, sure,
field.
fuck yeah, like
Fury's whole kit, to be fair, but yeah.
like
On a single hero. But
Is
for like
Immortality
team play, yeah,
field
cardiac
better?
overdrive.
no. I think
Immortality
this is better than immortality field because it heals
Yeah,
you and it
it
gives
is.
everyone like obviously in certain niche situations, as I said, blink is a really unique. Let's talk about. Let's keep it in the tank
Suzu.
category. Let's keep it in the
Suzu.
tank category, okay? Of like things that protect your teammates and heal your teammates.
Oh.
I think cardiac overdrive is
In
just the
the
best
tank
ability out
category,
there.
yeah. I mean,
Yes,
you're
I'd say
fucking.
so.
This is like where you're like, oh yeah, well Reinhardt can stand there with a shield, right? And then Mauga can fucking do this. It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. I never thought a character would overtake the delete brig, thing, but Mauga, I think he's done it.
Yeah.
That's
It's
pretty
kind of hard to
impressive.
fix as well because he's like, it's one of those things of like people like remove mercy res. It's like this is the core identity of her kit. It's like you can't change the double miniguns for Mauga, so it's like that kind of needs to be a shtick.
The sad part as well is like this character was like so hyped for so long. Like everybody was like, "Yo, Mauga,
Yeah,
he's
that's
gonna
so
come into
true.
the game, right? He's
Yeah.
gonna be fucking awesome." And then he does all these disastrous things, which just like amplifies it.
Let me ask this about the guns. Do you think that the guns would be a problem if you couldn't use them both at the same time? So you still have the mechanic of like putting people on fire and headshotting, but you couldn't like just murder someone at close range.
Yeah, maybe that could be better. And he gains. It's like he's more about a range and less getting up in people's face. Like I don't hate that idea, but it might just feel terrible to play.
It
as
would
Mauga.
feel terrible now
Yeah.
when we've already had it, I guess. I don't know. I agree with you guys because the problem is everything about Mauga is a problem. Like cardiac overdrive is a problem. The ultimate feels not great, and the machine
his
guns are
charge is
crazy.
fine.
Yeah,
Charge is
charge is
fine.
cool.
Charge is cool.
What if when he ignited somebody, everybody on the team got the headshot damage as well, like the critical?
What? Are you?
What are you saying?
Are you a sicko?
I was kidding. I was kidding. I was kidding. Fucking
He's kidding,
Soldier 76
guys.
would just be fucking mulling.
Attack Visor Soldier 76.
Advisor with fucking Mauga, just deleting everybody. Oh my god.
Custa, did you have anything about Junker Queen?
Yeah, so I've been like advocating for this for a while, but I think Junker Queen Ultimate should just have Unstoppable. I don't see why it doesn't have Unstoppable. She's fucking swinging her weapon at like a million miles an hour. She's going super fast.
like
The fact that you can get hit by a hinder, you can get hit by like, you can get like booped out of it. For an Ultimate, I think you should just have Unstoppable during that duration. I don't see why you can't. Like Mauga has it on a casual ability, yet Junker Queen doesn't get it on an ultimate that takes a long time to charge. Like, there are already other counters to Junker Queen ultimate in terms of support ultimates like Sound Barrier, Suzu, Immortality, all those kind of things. It doesn't need this limitation.
Yeah, you actually might be spitting with that one, actually.
Yeah.
But although sleeping a JQ ult feels so fun.
But it's not
Doomfist
hard to
punch.
do because she's flying in
Nah,
at a
'cause she's
fucking
like,
in
"Ooh,
a
look at
straight
these guys."
line, bro.
Straight line. She literally
Okay.
can't
Yeah,
move.
it's very easy.
Here's my counterpoint. If you don't want to give Unstoppable, she should be able to turn like Pin. Like, slightly turn like Pin then.
Curved rampage.
Yeah, like,
That
so
would
you
be
can
kinda sick.
slightly curve it as you go.
Yeah.
Give her some ability to counterplay what this everyone's doing to
I
her,
agree.
right?
Yeah, the only thing I had with Junker Queen was like the ultimate. Like, I think that's like the only part of her kit right now. Like, I mean, there's no really way around it. Like, it feels kind of crappy when you use her ultimate and then it just gets Suzu'd and then you're just kind of like, okay, well, shit, I'm dead. But like, I guess it's
Yeah,
just
that's
more
a
of an
Kirito
issue. Yeah, it's more of an
Yeah.
issue with Suzu.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, could you make her like bleed lifesteal a little bit stronger potentially?
No, she's
like-
good. Don't fuck
Yeah.
with her.
Nah, make her fucking strong.
decent.
Just
No, she's good. She's another one of those characters. I consider her like Sigma, other than her ultimate, where like I think her kit
Yeah.
is fine.
All-
You can just,
all her
if she
abilities are
comes
fun.
bad, just nerf numbers, right? Like her percentage healing,
Yeah, sure.
her damage a little bit. Like, just don't
it's
fuck with
definitely not a character that you're like, oh, this character just has an ability that just feels terrible and it's useless and whatever. It's like, yeah, she's kind of like Sigma, but yeah, the ultimate's the only one that I kind of had like a, hey, you probably just need to look at this, but other than that, our kit's cool.
Okay. Moving on to Ramattra. Does anyone besides me have Ramattra changes? Oh, Matt, you have something here.
Yeah,
Shall
I
go
have
first?
one. I have one that would just destroy the game, but I think it would be funny for
Okay,
like
I'll let you cook after me.
It'd
Okay.
be funny for like I don't know, maybe 3 hours.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to go? All right. I'll let you go. I'll let
Ramatra's
you go.
ultimate, the tentacles should have lifesteal.
Oh my god. What?
I'm
So you
okay
get
if you nerf
lifesteal
the
when you
damage. If
take
you nerf the
people?
damage and give him lifesteal on it, I could cook with that. Because then he'd be less about just the damage doing around him, and then he could just run and punch at people.
Actually, yeah, because right now Ramatra's just permablock pretty much, unless
Yeah.
you're like actually running away with the team fight. You hit Annihilation after you've used Nemesis form to get like more sustain, so you can stay in the fight, and then also just permablock, and then hopefully your team kills them. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad if you nerf damage as well. But then it's also like the damage it does right at the second. Is it that insane? Like, not really. So if you nerf it even more, like, and then add lifesteal, you just shrug that shit off, I think, and you just fight in it. I don't know.
Lifesteal would be cool.
If you just added lifesteal straight up, maybe. Like, I don't know about nerfing damage because I don't feel like it would do enough. It'd just
Okay.
be a cosmetic ult, you know?
Let me cook on this one. Okay.
Okay.
What if we add stances. And by this,
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
Oh my god. Bro,
Okay,
he has Nemesis form.
okay, no, but what I mean is, I think a lot of people like me were disappointed when Ramattra came in because people were expecting stances, right? I would like to see Ramattra be buffed in his default phase and make his Nemesis form like worse in some way. That meant like the way you played the hero was actually like, hey, as we're walking up, I want to be in ranged form where I'm shooting and I have my shield and all that kind of stuff, but it does more. And then when you go to Nemesis form, that's like we're up close and personal, and then we have the block, but it's not based on a cooldown, right? I think it feels weird that you're kind of just like, Nemesis form is just like the best form to be in, and you're literally just playing around that cooldown 100% of the time, and when you're not in that form, you're kind of not really doing much. I think you could easily like buff certain things to like make it better as well. But like obviously you need like a big change like across the board, but that's like the theory of what I would like for Ramattra. A couple of other things that I want. Ravenous Vortex should go to the skybox. I think it's a thing that was sold as like, hey, you can pull flyers down from the skybox, but it doesn't really
done that in the history.
Nobody
of,
does
like,
that.
the
It's
videos.
just used to keep people on the ground, right? Which is kind of removing from that
Would
idea.
you want it like a projectile then, and then it's got a bigger hitbox rather than it, not a projectile because it is a projectile now, but like a straight line projectile, and then it has a bigger hitbox so you could actually hit people in the sky and it would drag them down.
Yeah,
Is that what
maybe
you
like,
want?
yeah, you could do things with that. Like that like, as I said, I'm open to those types of things. I kind of like Ramattra as a hero. I just think the way it plays isn't really kind of what I was expecting it to be, and I think there could be something cooler there. I just don't know if it's like possible to get that balanced. The other thing is I think block should be like a resource meter, like Diva Matrix as well, at all times. I think the fact that you can just stand there blocking for fucking ever is just not fun for anyone involved.
Yeah, block is kind of stupid. That is correct. Just holding block is kind of stupid. I actually don't have that big of a problem with Ramattra. I actually think it all in all is a bit too strong, but like I don't have a huge problem with like the hero and like how it plays. What I will say though, and this has been something I've been on recently, it started during Orisa meta. I hate boring primary fires, and especially tank has this with Orisa and also Ramattra. And Jaws has heard me rant about this before, and he doesn't get it. He just like laughs in my face. But like the Ramattra staff primary fire is so boring. You just hold left click and you just tickle people, and you actually deal quite a bit of damage if you do it right. But it's so boring. So here's my suggestion, okay? Ramattra primary fire, the staff thing, becomes the Needler from Halo 2.
Yes.
Yo.
So you hit a bunch of shots, and after a duration, it just explodes.
Yeah. It's like 100 damage breakpoint, and then it explodes for like 50 extra damage or something like
It
that.
does like AoE damage, just splash damage.
But it doesn't need to do huge AoE damage, but it's just something more engaging than just tickling people. So, and then if you get a big explosion, you can like, oh, I engaged off of this with my Nemesis form and try to kill someone. I don't know, I like that. That's more engaging.
Yeah.
It's more fun.
I agree with the engagement thing. I don't know, like, as you said, you could balance that so it doesn't feel like oppressive and like ridiculously strong. But like, as I said, it's more about fixing it to make it more interesting than like fixing it to make it better, right?
Yeah. They'll figure out the numbers. I just want a more engaging Ramattra experience.
They'll figure it out.
They'll figure
They
it
can
out.
do that.
Yeah. I just bring the design. I don't bring the numbers.
What?
And that, yeah.
What if instead, so we can go back to my stances and we put these things together.
Okay.
What if Ravenous Vortex was Orisa pull while they're not Nemesis form? So therefore, you could pull people in, then you go
No.
Nemesis form, then you
We're
throw
not
down the
bringing
Ravenous
that back.
Vortex, and
Bring
then you
that back.
punch.
We can't do that.
Oh,
Think of
Please
it,
don't
that's
bring
a
that
sick
back.
combo, bro. Like, like...
Yeah, you know what's sick? Oh,
can't
pull
do that.
dragons, guys. I'm pulling. Oh, 3, 2, 1, pull. 3, 2, 1, pull.
So
we've
you
seen this
hate
story
pull?
before. We've seen
Yeah,
this story
fucking I
before.
hate pull. What the fuck?
No, I
That
kind of
shit
like
was
Paul.
so
I
fucking boring.
which developer was it? Was it Alec? Someone said that they were like, I want to bring back Orisa Paul, and I was like, honestly, they're kind of cooking it. It was fun to combo
Orisa
shit.
has
It was
like
just
cursed the word pull. Like every time I say
Yeah.
pull in real
Yeah.
life, I cringe. Like it just ruined the word. Like I never want to say pull in my life ever again.
yeah.
I guess it was down to how boring the meta was that made it so unfun.
like
I mean,
double
maybe
shield shit.
Yeah.
It's like powerful
Orisa
too.
hog.
Yeah, that was the fucking
You get to
problem. It was
predict
too
where someone
powerful.
is in like
It
a
was
second.
a mini grav.
Okay, I was talking about this recently with, I think Jake made a great point to counter this though. He's like, the problem was that people evolved to a point where it wasn't just Orisa pull. What happens is the Orisa would call pull, and then I'm like charging a right click in that general direction. And if it catches someone, they just instantly get fucking blown up and stuff like that.
Yeah,
There's like a lot of things. So I don't know, you might have to balance it some way, but
Don't figure it out.
It led to team play and communication, and that's all I want in my Overwatch.
You want people to come and pull like any voice chat.
Yes, because that means someone has to fucking say something in my fucking ranked games. I'm so sick of playing Overwatch, and then the only time I ever hear someone in my team say anything is in the last 5 seconds where they're like, yo, bro, you fucking suck. And then the game leaves, and you're like, oh, great, bro, thanks for your
that
contribution to the game.
That should be a change where tanks should be able to force teammates into voice chat.
100%. Yeah. Open mic. Everyone has to come in open mic.
All right, I'm moving on from Ramattra, unless someone else has anything else. We got Roadhog up next. Okay, simple change here.
God.
Simple change here. Take a breather, no longer reduces damage taken, but you heal more. A Roadhog should not be able to tactically use take a breather to prevent damage. Like if you get pulse bombed, like I'm sorry, but you got pulse bombed and you have no way to just like cut the pulse bomb damage in half or whatever. So you heal 600 health for a full take a breather, but you don't reduce damage taken by 50% anymore.
What is
Strange
Roadhog?
change. Everyone likes that. Everyone hates Roadhog. Can we agree?
I like the damage reduction removal. I think that's fair.
I have something
like
Every
that.
tank should have a damage taken reduction.
Dude, the hero again is just so fundamentally flawed. Like the kit and how he plays, how he's supposed to play. Like the character is designed in a game where 2 tanks existed. 2 tanks. So him being the other tank was fine because you could have Ryan. You just Hog players didn't give a shit. They just play whatever, right? With whoever tank. Apart from it was Orisa meta when they were all eating because they could hook with the 3-2-1 pull. But like, I don't know. I don't think there's any saving that character unless they major rework the whole thing and change his identity, which I don't want to do. I'm very happy with him being kind of shit.
Here's a bad
permanently
idea.
kind of shit.
Here's a bad
And
idea.
Only random people pick him like.
I have a bad idea.
Okay, you got to right.
You lower his damage substantially. You give him a new ultimate. You bring back the take a breather was the fart cloud thing that healed teammates, and you make him a support. God. And he's a support that can like
look
hook
at his face.
people
He
in.
looked like he was cooking with that shit, and then
He's smirking.
none
As
of
soon
us
as he breaks
gave
out into a
anything.
smirk, it's over.
He's a support that can hook people in slow, and like
So it's Blitzcrank.
he kind of like Blitzcrank meets Tom Kench in a way. Yeah, kind of like.
Oh my god.
Honestly, I fuck with this, and you reduce his size by like 50%.
It's a way better path for him to be not the worst offender in the game. He can be like
And he can hook teammates.
Sure, why
He
the fuck
can
not?
hook-
He can hook teammates to like, keep them
Life
alive
Weaver.
or whatever, right? Get them out of harm's way. It'd be like Life Weaver grip in a way, right? I think there's a better path to do this for Roadhog than to make him a viable tank. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, I agree with Matt. I don't think you could make a tank hero with a hook ability viable in any way, because if you take away his one shot, he's completely useless.
Yes.
But
Every game that has a character that's hook with a slow is a support. They're never a tank.
It feels like everyone's just trying to rebuild Pudge from like the good old days, but Pudge is toxic as fuck, and I think he's toxic as fuck in a game of like Overwatch.
Imagine a team trying to dive and there was like a Roadhog support in the back line who's fart clouding and then also slowing with the trap.
Because you could pull the like he could be like counter dive, like the opposite of Brig, like, oh, you want to dive my back line?
I'm farting.
Here's an even dumber idea. Not an even dumber idea. Give Roadhog cage fight. He's already got the hooks. He hooks everybody to him.
God.
I'm out.
This
out.
is
So no
This is
shield,
awful.
no
And
shield
it's
cage
good,
fight. He
'cause
just
then-
locks everybody there.
And then he can fart while everyone's in, and you could call it hotboxing, and then like so you're just like fucking running around healing everyone up in the cage.
What if the fart did damage to opponents but healed allies?
Yeah,
So you're sniffing Roadhog farts.
yeah.
This is over. This podcast is so over.
Honestly, I
finished.
fuck with this,
We've
Matt.
cooked too
Honestly,
much.
I'm with
This
you.
is I'm telling you, there's a 100% better chance there's a more fun version of Roadhog as a support doing something like this than whatever you're gonna
existing
suggest
now.
as a tank.
I mean,
What are you
I
gonna suggest as a
guess.
tank? Just nerf him to the ground and just make him useless?
just have him as a
Right.
as a very unique hero. Like I don't care. Some heroes just have to be non-meta.
You're
and,
telling
like,
me
not
you're
that
telling
good.
me that wouldn't be a fun support to play? That would be a fucking fun ass support.
You say that
You're
now.
doubling down on teammates getting healed by sniffing farts.
Yeah.
And if I were to explain it to someone who doesn't play Overwatch, you'd
Well,
be
he's
like,
not
"Oh,
always-
you're Roadhog. You sniff his farts and you get healed."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see where you're getting hung up on.
You
this
smell
guy.
his love.
Yeah.
This
That's how he
You inhale
expresses
his
himself.
You inhale his
this
love.
is
And
fucked.
Okay, so real talk about Roadhog. Okay, this
Real
isn't
talk?
gonna
Okay.
fix Roadhog or solve the Roadhog
what do you mean?
problem.
That wasn't a real.
That
talk
was great,
about
Matt.
Roadhog?
Keep up the good work.
That
We
was
really
great.
appreciate you here on
You
Plat
said
Chat.
you agreed with me.
Yeah, I do, but to a degree.
God.
There is something there. Like, I'll give you that. If they really wanted to commit to that kind of rework, all the power to them. But the thing that I think needs to go for Roadhog, in my opinion, is the pulling 90 degrees. I think
Yes,
that shit,
is so stupid.
especially paired with Pigpen these days, it's really fucking toxic. Like, the way that they can hook and then turn 90 degrees,
Yep.
and they're pulling you off maps, they're pulling you behind walls, they're dropping a Pigpen. I think that shit is unintuitive. I think it's only really used at the top end, and I think it's toxic as fuck, right? Like, I think it doesn't make, like, yes, obviously Roadhog players are like, oh, that's skill expression and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, but I don't think it makes any sense in the game, and I think it's like, I don't know, I just think it's bad for the game. Overall.
I agree wholeheartedly. Actually, that shit is so stupid. Being like hooked and then you're like in a different plane of existence. You're just like on another part of the map. Like you should not be able to like weirdly hook 90 degrees like it's 1.0. It's It's very silly to play against.
Okay.
Agreed.
We good with Roadhog? Anything else?
No.
I mean,
All right,
fuck
Matt.
this
You've
guy.
been cooking so far. I'll give you another opportunity here with Diva.
I think.
Here we go. Here we go.
Look, Diva. Diva is a
You
big
saw
ass
that look?
mech, right?
Yeah.
How can she only fly for like 8 seconds?
No, we're not giving her perma flight.
Oh,
We're
I
not giving her
think she
perma
should
flight.
have permanent fly. I think
What
Diva should be able
the
to fly permanently. Take away that bar. Let her just fucking go. Let her go to the fucking skybox for all the fuck I care. But
We're
it's
trying to play
bullshit.
Iron Man.
She's
Yeah,
fucking.
exactly.
She's a fucking robot. Like this huge.
It sounds
fucking,
cool.
This huge mech.
Bro,
And you're
she
telling
shoots
me-
and like melee. What's she gonna do in the fucking sky?
Well, that's like it's a fucking fun, useless change. Like it doesn't. It's not gonna make her ridiculous, but at least it would just make her kind of fun.
Useless change? That would make her insane.
What? Okay, how? Oh, no, I'm with Matt on this
permafly.
one. How
No.
would it make Diva overpowered by being able to permanent
No,
fly?
she can
Yeah,
literally
it's
just
in the-
hover
the chat is
anywhere
saying
she
it's
wanted,
in the
waiting for you to
lore.
go
It's
anywhere.
in
And
the
then
lore.
The lore.
Okay, Solomon, pull up the fucking short. She flies like across the ocean, and you're telling me in the game she can fly for fucking 2 seconds?
Yeah, she ran out of fuel, bro. She runs out of fuel quick.
She also needs to be close range. It's not like Echo or Farah that can poke. Like, so it's not like you're overpowered by flying.
Yeah.
I'm in, Matt. I'm in. I'm signing a deal with you.
I'm not giving this a response. This is a terrible idea.
No, it's a great idea.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm walking out of spawn every time, and there's gonna be a diva just hovering above, just
yeah. Ready to like dive on
And
me.
then
How
at any
easy target
moment-
that is.
and she can go in. Think about how hard it is to hit a diva who's flying and then fucking DPI
has
switching,
Matrix
flying
and
through the
shit
air.
too.
She can do that
Yeah.
100% of the time now.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be fucking cool. Look,
Just
see,
shoot
here
her.
it is. Look how far she flies. You're telling me this is like the 4 or 5 second flight? Look at that.
That's amazing. That's way cooler than in game.
Yeah, no shit. Because if
We
we
should
had
give her
everything
perma
fucking
defense
lore
matrix. Look how
accurate-
much defense matrix she's using as well. We should just give her full-time defense matrix.
Ah, defense matrix is pretty
No,
accurate.
that
He's
was
already
like
gone.
actually pretty accurate. It was like 5 seconds, and now
Dude,
it's
this
regenerating.
would be fucking
This
sweet. This is what the
cooked.
people want.
This is pretty accurate.
Really?
Jack, do not get convinced by this shit. Matt
No, I'm
is
not going to
literally
get convinced.
griefing
I'm
us.
saying,
It's not
really,
gonna
are this
be
what people want? They do not
overpowered,
want this. The
What's
people
the
do
worst
not
that could
want this.
happen?
They have not spoken.
It's not that strong.
Right
It's
now,
just
So strong. It's
I'm on the
insane how
fly
strong
is
this is.
no, I wouldn't be that strong.
Maybe slow her down a little bit. So like when she flies, she has slower movement speed, and then
Yeah.
to counteract that. Look at this. This is awesome. It should be like
yeah,
this.
It's so cool. I love lore.
Yeah. I can't wait to play Zenyatta and the Diva mech lands on my head and then just fucking puts a clip into my noggin.
Bro,
like,
the
yeah,
chat
that'll be
is
so
on
fun.
the chat is on my side. They believe the Diva should fly perma.
Yeah, I'm buying into this idea. Okay,
while we're all agreeing that that's a great idea, can I pitch my ideas for Diva?
Okay, yeah,
No.
go for it.
So my first one is when Diva ejects from the mech in either bomb, I think she should go higher and have more control. I think being able to use that to be able to like reposition yourself, especially
Like
with the bomb.
eject button.
Like, yeah, like it's an actual eject button, so you're actually like flipping out of there a little bit. Gives you a little bit more life on Baby Diva, okay? I think that could just be cool. It's a huge buff, but I think that could be cool.
Is that actually
maybe,
strong, or are people just gonna shoot?
okay,
in the air?
actually, maybe you only get that on ejection of Diva Bomb. How about that? Because obviously when you're getting broken out, if you can just like fly away, like that's like really strong. But like when you eject from the Diva Bomb, you can actually just like go further. So you can like reposition. So you can go for more remake kills and dumb shit.
Dude, it's gonna be like one of those clay things, just like pull and like Divas just floating in the
yeah,
air.
and then people gotta follow you and chase you. Like that's cool. The other thing is, I actually really like the April Fool's change where you could fly. What was it, April Fool's, where you could fly in all directions? Like you could like actually hold S and fly, and you would actually go backwards. I thought
That's
that
cool
was,
too.
That was cool. You know, it's
Yeah.
nice when you can do that and it's not permanent. Matt, I
Combo
know
with
you're fucking hovering.
permafly, combo with permafly.
How about this, Matt?
Actually,
How would you like if
in
you
Halo
could
2.
hover as Diva? Instead of being permanent fly, you had like Mercy hover, so your jump jets like slow you as you fall.
And I'll do both.
Because one is dramatically stronger than the other.
I think hover would be kind of cool. It makes sense, right? Thematically, we don't have like an air like a permanently aerial tank. You know,
Exactly. Aerial superiority. But
Well,
it's
we don't
Diva.
have a single permanently aerial hero. You know why? Because that shit's broken as fuck. That's why they removed it from Farah.
Oh.
I mean, look at
Man.
it. I mean, Scott's.
We'll
such a
convince them
doomer.
eventually,
He's
Matt.
such a doomer. Yeah, I mean,
I'll convince them. I'll convince them
Unreal.
eventually. All right, moving on from Diva, and to another character should fly. Orisa can fly with spear spin. It's the most hotly talked about topic in the Overwatch community.
What's
You
the
spear spin
point?
with Orisa, and you can take the high ground.
you know, I actually had nothing with Orisa because a lot like Sigma, and I mean, look, I think obviously she needs. I think she needs numbers and stuff, right?
I
But
think Orisa's fine. She just
I
needs to take
like
the high ground.
all of her abilities now. I think from where this character was as a fucking resident sleeper fucking tank, she's now fun and engaging to hit the buttons. So that's
Okay.
kind of what I think.
I think you're cooked. Because the
Why?
only reason she's fine now is because they like nerfed her into the ground and sent her to the glue factory. Okay, they literally were just like, we're gonna kill her. But at some point, she's gonna need to get rebuffed, right? Like, it's gonna happen where we're gonna be like, oh, Orissa's dead. No one's gonna play Orisa. Then they're gonna buff her in like 6 months, and everyone's gonna be like, oh, Orisa still sucks. Then they're gonna buff her, and then they're gonna buff her, and they're gonna buff her, and then we're gonna end up in an Orisa meta in like a year's time where Orissa's just broken because. I think she should get headshot in Fortify. That's like by far. I don't know why we've gone back and forth on this. You can even increase the damage reduction if she like it doesn't make her valuable. It just feels weird not being able to headshot her. Okay. I think the fun ones that I have an idea, so that it gets progressively sillier. So the first one is I think you should be able to charge up your spear to do more damage, and it pushes back people further. So you can like charge it up, and then you can like toss that shit, and then people get knocked back even further. I think that would be funny. The next one is I think it'd be really funny if instead of spear spin, it was a jousting Orisa that you could pin people to a wall. So you like run at them. It's like a charge. You like gallop at them, you like pin them, and then you like push them with you. And if you can like pin them to a wall. That seems really funny to me. Then the third one is you should have an ability where when you press it, you become mountable for like 5 seconds and you run faster, and like your
Finally.
supports can mount you, and you can like joust with your supports.
Dude, can you imagine fucking support Roadhog on the back of fucking Orisa?
Yeah, and the Roadhog's just farting on the back of the mountable Orisa.
It
We've
is.
cooked. We've cooked.
Oh my god.
We fucking did it.
I actually really like the whole like spear thing. You hold it back a bit more, and then because there's counterplay to that. Because if she's charging it up, you're like, okay, I'm just not gonna peek her.
Yeah.
Like I actually think that's an okay change. Like that actually could be implemented into the game, depending on the damage scaling and shit like that, and the pushback and stuff. But that's actually a decent change. The first decent change you've had so far today. Honestly, good work.
Yeah, I
You're
gotta say,
saying I've been
Scott's-
worse than Matt
Good
today?
work,
There's
Scott.
no way. I've at least been the third best.
I've been at least creative. You're just like, oh yeah, change this number by 3, and then you know we're gonna like
Bro, we haven't got
bro.
Jake and Avalon, bro. We don't need. Come on.
Yeah, fucking Jay Avril bust out the fucking TI-83 calculators.
I like the
and the
mounting.
fucking...
I like the mounting, Scott. I like it.
You
I don't
like
know
it?
why you do it, but
Because you're gonna make the hero fun. So
it's fucking fun,
The issue
that's
with
why.
Orisa right now is that everyone agrees she's just not fun to play against, right? Her damage is really high, so she's either unkillable, and that's like, but no one likes playing her when she's unkillable, or
Yeah.
she's just obnoxious to shoot against, or she just dies. Like there's even they could change her numbers any which way for all of her abilities, and that would never make the hero fun. And I think that's the issue. They need to find a way to make this hero interesting and fun.
Here's a bad idea.
I think Orisa's fun. Is that a hot take? Her
That's
abilities
because
I
you
think
suck
she's
at
pretty
tank,
fun.
and it makes you feel better about yourself when you play Orisa.
What about those little spiders that they added to Mirror Watch, those AI?
Johnny, I
What
was
if they gave her
memeing
one
up.
of those?
Spiders?
Now, those little like AI things they added to Mirror Watch.
Oh, the little slices on
Yeah,
Bastion.
what if she could like spawn slicers?
Oh my god, the fucking minions. We're getting more summons.
Yeah, what if she had
There's just more
minions?
summons. Oh my god, no.
Like,
No,
like
No more
just
summons. No
those
more
summons were annoying as
deployables,
fuck.
please.
who's like just a nah. What if it's a passive for every like consecutive spear you hit, you spawn a fucking slicer?
Dude, we're talking like some Diablo shit. Or like Path of Exile, when you're just getting stronger and stronger. It's like, more kills, more slicers. And there's like 16 slicers because she's on 16
It's like,
massacre
And they're
kill.
just fucking, like, eviscerating people.
It's like a fucking demonology warlock. He's got like 85
just
imps.
imps and
She's
shit, and then he can
fucking
throw the imps.
She's got slicers everywhere, and she's just leading an army of them in.
Jesus Christ.
Hugo
No.
likes it. Hugo likes that idea.
He's a fan.
Hugo
Big
loves
fan.
Orisa,
Big
bro.
He
fan.
said yes, please.
All right. I don't know. I think Orisa's pretty fun. Like Spear Spin and Javelin are already cool.
Playing against Orisa when she's meta is the worst. It's
Well,
horrible.
Orisa's not meta, which is great. Just
I know,
leave
but that's
Orisa as
fine.
is.
That's good. Yeah.
Somebody
Okay,
suggested,
I
what
agree
if
with
she
you with the
gave
spear,
birth?
and I think the spear is the best part. I will say, like, I agree with you. Like, I think just like her gameplay loop is very boring, and I don't think that anything's ever going to
Yes.
change that. In
What if she
her
could
current game.
kick like a horse kick behind her? Like if
Bro,
people were
I'm
trying
down.
to
Like
follow her,
anything
she could
that
turn
makes it
and just
interesting.
fucking yeet them back the other way.
Hit the 180 horse kick, just like
Yeah.
running into the back line, just fucking.
I mean, that would be
whip
kind of
that
funny.
shit.
Boot him away.
Yup.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's pretty cool. All right. We got some solid ideas for Orisa. Now, Jaws,
Yeah.
Wrecking Ball.
Yeah.
got something.
So, I got one thing on board, and this is it, right? I'm sick and tired of balls like surviving infinitely on the battlefield. So, they only get one slam per life. But the second slam, he explodes and it deals damage. So, he
That's
goes
dumb.
in, he slams once, rolls away, do what all Wrecking Balls do. They fucking roll away, they go hard, they get mega, they get healed from range maybe, and then they come back in the second time, and when they slam for the second
nuke.
time, they just explode. And it
What?
does
How
damage.
much damage are we talking?
I don't know how much damage. That's for them to work
500?
out. I'm just the ideas man here. Not 200, that seems OP. That's one-shotting a character is not fun. Getting
I
like
agree.
fast.
I
No,
agree.
yeah.
That's
Boo
a ball
this
player.
man.
Ball one trick in chat spotted. Every
Boo
point
this
of love.
man.
Every
I
point of
agree.
love. Ball one trick in chat.
Everyone pointed and laughed.
I hate the balls that just come in, slam, 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 slam. Give him make him explode.
Dude, it's a bad hero. Why do you
What
have against
if-
Wrecking Ball players?
What if?
What have you played against a good ball player?
Just hear me out
Holy
here
moly.
for a
Not
second.
any time in the last year.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
ball sucks
They're
ass.
a little bit extinct right now. They are a little bit extinct. Let's make them more extinct by making them explode on the battlefield.
I don't know how this would work. I think this is impossible. I also think this is stupid.
Okay.
But
Nice. Jesus. Yes, okay.
what if Wrecking Ball was controlled by two people? What if when you selected Wrecking Ball,
It's like Mario Kart double dash.
one person was the Hammond controlling the abilities inside, and then one person was maneuvering the ball.
So we're bringing back 2 tanks. This is your solution of bringing back 6v6?
It's like what was the character they tried doing this with in HOTS? Was it Shogal, where he had like it was like
yeah, right.
you-
And it had 2 people.
Yeah.
two
it was
people
Shogal, actually, I
controlled
think.
one character.
Yeah.
What if Wrecking Ball is our 6v6 is back? If you select Wrecking Ball and you get to
Get 2 tanks.
people.
Someone
Or
would just
there
join
was
the
a-
game and be like, "You are the second Wrecking Ball player."
So there was a game that Ubisoft, I think they tried to, I don't know if this ever happened, but you could like join, the game wasn't available on like tablets, but you could join the game on tablet as like a helper and drop
Oh,
stuff
Wasn't it
to people. Was
Division
it the
or something,
Division?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What if the person who controlled the ball was on like an iPad and could just fucking maneuver the ball, and then there was somebody in game who
insane.
controlled the hamster.
Just get one of the console players to fucking jump on PC servers, and they are like the orbital commander of Wrecking
Now,
Ball.
I don't know how that would work because you couldn't queue as 6, but you'd be committing to playing
There's an
Wrecking Ball
extra
or somebody
button
watching.
that says, I will queue as the other Hammond. Like,
Yeah.
I will queue as the other half of Hammond, and then I spectate if they switch off ball.
Yeah, but I just think Wrecking Ball is just, he's so niche. I don't know.
He doesn't,
Okay.
honestly, he
I
just
just
doesn't
kinda
need
find
changing
him-
at
I
all.
just
I
kinda
got,
find
I got
him
a
into
suggestion
the
for you, Matt.
mood.
I got
It
something. You're
useless.
gonna love this, Matt. I got a great
Okay.
idea for you. Okay. All right. So mines currently, they're like pretty mid. You know, they deal damage. People avoid them. You know, decent damage. Okay.
Mhm.
But I feel like we can spice it up a little bit. Okay. So Hammond seems like a very smart, mischievous kind of like hamster. Like they're cooking technology, all of that.
Yep.
And so here's what. You activate minefield,
Mhm.
but there's like way more mines, like twice the amount of mines. But they're
Twice?
not mines. They're not mines, okay?
Some of them are mine.
They're actually mini health packs. They're mini health packs.
What?
But some of the mini health packs are actually mines. And if you walk into
like
one
it,
of
I
them,
like it.
you just die.
You just play
die.
a Minesweeper.
If there's
basically.
So
anything
you're
that
playing
people want,
Minesweeper,
it's more
and
RNG.
so
They
they're
have
like,
numbers
I'm
as
gonna take
well.
some
Can I
minutes
play
here, I'm gonna take some
Minesweeper
health
real
packs
quick?
here, and if you walk into a mine, you're done. Boom.
You
Back to
walk
spawn.
into one, it pops up a little 3, and it's like, holy shit, next to me is there's 3 real mines.
There's three. Watch out.
Oh,
You can get
quick,
numbers
I'm
on your
over
screen. So you're
there.
playing a Minesweeper in the middle of the game. And if you see 4, you're like, this is pretty risky. I don't want to take I don't want to take a health pack here. And if you walk into a mine, you just die. Delete. I don't care if you Roadhog 600 damage. If you walk into a
I've always
mine.
loved the idea of playing mini games inside of a game.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like for res or Mercy, right? You have to solve a Rubik's cube before you get the res off. So there's skill in actually hitting the E key. And this one,
What-
you're playing Minesweeper.
What if
you know
the
who would be really
mines-
good at this character?
People
actually,
always
or,
talk
like,
about skill
against it?
expression.
Astro
Imagine
would
playing
be-
Minesweeper within a minefield in Overwatch. That is skill expression.
What if the mines moved? What if there were way
No,
less
Vito,
mines?
Vito,
But they kind of like they
Vito.
kind of slowly move towards you.
Vito.
What
100% no.
game
Bro,
is that
have
where
you
that
already
happens?
seen the buffs that they're doing in this upcoming patch? The mines
Yeah.
do like 30 more damage, and they boop you twice as far. You went from 5 meters pushed away to 10 meters. You're
What
gonna
if they were
fucking.
invisible?
What? What are you saying? He's just saying words. He's not even like.
Like they
there's
were
no
like
thought
under,
behind
like
these
they were
words.
like under the ground.
Under the ground? Yeah.
Like landmines. You're just
Yeah.
planting landmines, and then we have to go through with metal detectors. Okay, new hero idea. There's a metal detector hero, and they use a metal detector to detect everything on the ground. So they
When
can
Hammond
counter
rolls around, his passive, he just plants landmines in his track.
What if he
Every
just
now and then.
passively
God.
dropped mines? Yeah.
And then you hear a beeping. When you get close, you hear the like beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, and they just do
Yeah.
way less damage when they're just there to annoy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I think my Minesweeper idea is pretty good.
I
I'm
just
going
think the
with that one.
character's kind of dumb.
Oh, okay. Here's the thing. I like the niche character. I honestly, I
Yeah.
fuck with Wrecking Ball.
There
He should
should
never
be
be hard
characters that are
meta,
niche.
but he's good. Yeah, he's fine. I think Wrecking Ball's fine.
I think it's a fine spot right now.
What? Okay, for real though. What if adaptive shields give you crowd control prevention?
No.
What if the mind's
he's
what if
already
the-
he's already unkillable.
Yo, man, yo,
Yo, get
Releases
Q faster on the
Dude, is that a
podcast.
fucking zoom in? What the fuck is that picture? Is that like a
It's like
a dog with sunglasses or
yeah,
something?
It's pretty
It
awesome.
doesn't look like
Looks
a
like a
dog.
bear,
That's not
bro.
a dog
Yeah.
mouth.
I thought it was like a goat, but that's not a mouth of
It's
a
kind
goat.
of like a bunch of different things, honestly.
Yeah, it's like a fucking bear with like
It's
a
kind of got
goat.
lizard ears, though.
thing.
No.
Lizard is.
Okay,
Oh,
it's
it's
a
a
bear.
bear,
apparently.
it's a bear.
They're saying
It's a bear. Oh, yeah,
It's
never
a
mind.
bear.
All
That's
right.
pretty wicked.
All right. I just hate with Wrecking Ball when I'm like, oh, I'm gonna try to play Wrecking Ball, and there's a Sombra even like hacking me before the fight.
Well-
If I just get to like press adaptive shields early, so I can
Well,
at
you
least
get
go
hacked
in.
for like half a second. Like, what are you
the hack
talking
is
about?
Not
Yeah,
that
not to
good,
be mean, but like, I don't think you're the type of wrecking ball player we're basing this off of. You kind of suck, but like,
Screw it, Matt. Moving on. I don't have anything for Zarya or Winston. Do any of you have anything for Zarya or Winston?
Let me look.
Because they're both
Winston,
perfect
I-
heroes.
Okay.
Winston, I have written down he's cool. That's all
No,
I have written down.
That's awesome.
Give him the chain lightning on the right click.
Yeah,
You think so?
Ooh.
You
Yeah.
don't think it's
a
gonna
lot
be
of
too
damage
strong?
already with
Fuck
the
it. Like no one ever uses it ever really. Like it'll be cool. It's not gonna. It doesn't
No
do that
one
much
uses the
damage.
right click. Are you serious?
Like in a meaningful way, right?
All
Like
the
I
good
think
Winston
if,
players
if
hitting
you
that
add the
shit.
chain lightning, it's actually better when you're jumping into groups, right? Like obviously it's good for the one shot combo. You jump, you right click, you melee, then you fucking stomp on them, and then you like zap them. Okay, that's cool. I get you, right? But like I think if you give him the chain lightning, it doesn't make him ridiculously stronger, and I think it's just cool. So
I
If
agree
you
with
reduce
Scott.
the damage a little bit, then sure.
The other thing I thought of, which I think this might fuck with everything, and Winston players might not actually want this, Winpin, is
There he is.
how would you feel if you could toss the shield slight distance? Do you think that would add more skill expression? Like it has Pigpen, it deploys in like half a second anyway, but like
Yeah.
you can like toss it a little bit further.
So like
you know?
bubble shield, literally bubble shield from Halo, because you could throw that. You
Yeah,
could
like
literally
kind of. You don't want to throw
bubble
it far. It's just enough that like, so if I'm diving, I can throw it in front of me, so then like I can get more protection. Like it adds more complexity to the bubble, but it could also just make things harder. I
How
don't know.
okay? How
I
would
think
it
it's,
interact
I think it's
with
like
the
you don't
air?
need to change it.
Yeah, you probably don't need to.
Bubble is very powerful.
Good talk though.
Yeah,
We
you
like
know?
Winston.
I
Winston
don't
is
mind the
great.
chain lightning idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You reduce the damage on it, but yeah, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't do that much damage.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. Zarya. Anything for Zarya?
So yes, I do
Okay.
have Zarya. I think it'd be cooler if you did no damage to yourself when you right clicked, and you go higher with more energy that you have on your right click on yourself. Like, so it's like if you get high energy, you can just fucking parkour that shit around the map. Like, it's not super high, but it's like, okay, so think about it like this. This is how I want to describe it. You know Havana, that little green box on the first point?
Yeah.
If you were full energy, you could right click jump on top of yourself, and then you could right click jump to get to the balcony, right?
What?
Like, yeah, like
That would
that's
be
but that's
kinda
full
crazy.
energy, right? Like that's the scale of like height discrepancy that I'm sort of
Control
at.
center. You can get to the ledge.
No.
No.
That's fucking-
Well, no. If
that's-
you jumped in on the middle pit, well, no, you
No,
can't stand in the
that's
middle
still a
pillar.
long
Yeah.
way to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
like,
well, now we
it
have a
just-
good distance. Yeah.
It like doubles the height of the jump, like full if you're full charge.
If you're 100 energy. That's
I like
quite
that.
interesting. I mean, not doing damage to yourself with right clicks is pretty decent.
Agree?
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
That'd be
Custa's
I think
actually
Zarya's just a
cooking. No
well-designed
complaints?
hero in general. I think the hero is very good. Has
Custa's
clear
got
weaknesses.
some good ideas.
Yeah.
And he agrees with me, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even the Roadhog one, I even conceded my
definitely-
better
yeah,
judgment to
definitely-
agree with the
definitely been
Roadhog
agreeing with
changes.
Yep.
Everything from mounting Orisas to no right click damage on Zarya and regenerating Reinhardt shield when moving.
No notes.
And you didn't even have notes. You just came in and you're just spitting. Love it. And then I think the final tank is Doomfist.
Bring back DPS Doom. Remove Tank Doomfist. Bring
Okay,
back
actually,
DPS Doom.
I do have
He's
one for
more
this.
fun.
This is
What do
gonna.
you- wait.
There's gonna be some Doomfist players just seething in the chat, but like, I fucking hate that Doomfist empowered punch never disappears. I think when you get empowered, it should disappear in like 6 seconds. Like it's a long time, right? 6 seconds is a fucking long time. But I hate that shit when they walk out of spawn, they get an empowered punch because your fucking DPS player was like, "Ooh, I want to get high damage." So then the fucking empowered Doomfist runs around the map for like 15 seconds, and then he just fucking comes in, world stars the fucking supports with an empowered punch, which they didn't know was coming, and then you just die. I think if you get empowered, there should be a window of like, you're empowered, now you have to go, so that there's more counterplay around.
I will be investing. This is good. Wasn't this a thing before? Am I trolling?
not sure.
Did Doomfist have a timer. I could be wrong, but I feel like someone did where it was like, oh, they were empowered or whatever, and there was a timer, and you had to use it in a
Maybe
certain
early
time.
on. In
Yeah,
Doomfist? I
it might have been
can't remember.
super early on in Overwatch 2's life cycle, but like, I like that idea as well because fuck me, is it annoying? Like, oh, you charged him up like a minute ago and he's still charged. Obviously, they're gonna fucking interact with the game, but yeah, having like a window where it's like, okay, now we have to be fearful for the next X amount of seconds because he can't just launch himself in. I also think, I don't know if anybody else feels the same way. Certain skins definitely hide the power up punch more than others. This is just like a gameplay
That's too
thing.
in depth for me. I don't care.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
that's
Really? Like, certain skins definitely hide the power up punch more than others. I could be trolling, but yeah, I think I agree with Scott. I will be buying the 2% for 50 million.
I have one more thing. Solomon, I'm sending you a picture. I need you to put this up. People who know will know. I also think when you punch someone, it should not become the size of a fucking planet, an empowered punch around it, and punch everybody like super far away. Like, I agree if you're close to the person who got punched, but it literally feels like this moment in One Punch Man when he like punches and it goes to the fucking like this huge fucking chasm in the world.
It's
right?
cool
Like,
though.
no, it's not.
It is.
Because it's only that big if he punches one person. And then me as the support who's standing like 8 meters to the left.
and you get
back.
hit as well, and you're like, what?
He's
And I get stunned.
Doomfist.
Fuck Doomfist. Okay, maybe I'm just a Doomfist hater. As I said, I think Doomfist players, I hate Doomfist players, so I got no
No,
support
it's
for them.
great. As a tank player, I love Doomfist having a big punch.
I think it should just be DPS again, honestly. I
Oh,
think it was
fuck
more
that
fun
shit,
as
bro.
DPS.
Dude.
Do you forget about getting like
I was the
so
Doomfist
cursed.
player. I was the dude
yeah,
rolling,
fuck.
doing the rollouts and shit, and like hitting the. Oh my god, dude, the rollouts, bro.
the E into full charge seismic slam, into an uppercut, into a one shot that insta kills you, and then they don't even punch you to kill you. They punch to run away.
Give me some
like
of that
what
shit.
the fuck
Yeah,
is
that
that
was funny as
shit?
fuck.
We can't let Jake and Dante
Nah.
get away with it again.
Yeah.
No way.
I think it
No,
was fun.
it's too crazy.
No for damage, bro. I don't give a shit. Just give me the mid stalling. Technically cheating when you stall on the top of
Yeah,
rooftops and you
report
like
this man.
perma slide.
Report yours.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's in the game. It's a game mechanic. I will use it and abuse it. I think Old Doomfist in DPS form was sick. I think he's just too problematic almost to balance his tank, but maybe I'm trolling. I don't know. I also don't like Doomfist's tank. I will be honest. I think that shit is really annoying to play against, and I agree with Scott that hitting someone when you're light years away and also getting stunned and then him one-shotting you is not fun. And you're like, how the fuck? There's more times where I'm like, how the fuck did I get hit than not?
Yeah. I think there's like on a serious note, I think Doomfist and Wrecking Ball run into a really difficult problem that like at the top ranks when you have your Get Quaked on who has spent like tens of thousands of hours playing this hero, it's difficult to balance a hero like Doomfist where like the skill ceiling is just so fucking high.
So infinite.
Like
Which
same
I
thing
think
with
I
Wrecking
don't
Ball.
think that's a problem at all.
I
think that's a
it might not
benefit
be,
for the
but
hero.
the problem that happens is they can't buff Doomfist and Wrecking Ball because I assume those heroes aren't that good at lower ranks. But
No, they're
at
probably
top ranks, if they buff them, those heroes will become like perma-meta. So it's like they're kind of in a weird spot. So it's like they have to kind of stay niche, and
They
like
are
lower
on
rank
the
players
list.
just aren't going to play.
They are on
yeah.
the list of heroes that need to be niche and they need to be shit. But like, if you put enough hours into them, they are good. Quake Dawn, etc. Ball, Overwatch, etc. Like, they're all of them that are Chasm, etc. Like, you are good at the hero because you spent 100,000 hours learning how to swing perfectly out of King's Row and then hit the backline instantly with a slam. Like, you know, I think that's very okay. I think those heroes need to be in the game for like one tricks and players that want a different playstyle from what the traditional role really has as a tank player. So,
Yeah, as someone who sucks on both of those heroes, if they're good, let them have fun with it. That's all I'll say. Sorry about that.
Although it is kind of, there is still pain points in the kit, you know, when you're against good players. So,
All right.
100%.
I think that's it for all the tank changes. Anything else for the tanks, guys? That was a productive segment. We'll put that list together with all of our suggestions, and then we
The
can see how the
official
community
list.
responds. The official list. We can tweet it out maybe and see what people think about it. I think we cooked. Mainly Custa cooked. Matt, not so much. But
What do you mean? Most of the people agreed with my changes.
People
like 3 people in chat?
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, that's
they all
enough for
said
Matt.
yes.
That is enough for Matt. Yeah.
Good talk. Good talk. All right. I got a few segments before we head out on this episode. So the first one is I'm trying to do this history thing, okay? I'm the preserver of history, the lore preserver, okay? So we got a couple of tie-ins here. First of all, yesterday I tweeted out that it was the 5-year anniversary of shock beating Vancouver Titans in the Stage 2 finals, which seems kind of fitting for this episode because it was triple tank, triple support. So, you know, we're talking about tanks. Oh, there you go. That was prime tanks. It was triple tank, triple support. Love that. People loved reminiscing about those old finals. You know, it was a great time. It was a good moment in Overwatch history. So there you go. But also, you know, we got Custa on, and there's some stuff about Fnatic coming back with a roster.
Oh, so true.
So I figured I'd take this time, reminisce about the past. 2016, one of my favorite years, also one of Custa's favorite years, and here we go. It is Custa. You can't really see it because it's so small, but it's Custa during DreamHack Winter 2016.
Yo, I
in
casted
the finals against Misfits. Yeah, you did, Matt.
Oh, we
and
fucking
I don't know if you can
lost
put
this,
the
bro.
I don't know if you can put the audio on here, Solomon. I don't know if you can put the audio on, but. Dude, Matt, you were projecting like I haven't heard you project that much as a caster in years.
I
Like
think
you
this
were
is the
actually
last
using
time
your
he
voice
actually popped off
like a normal commentator.
It's-
It was crazy.
Bro, losing this game, like, so this is back in the day where not a lot of people played Tracer, and soon was a Tracer one trick. And
To be fair, one is more than enough.
Put it on 130. Put it on 130, Solomon. There you go.
I've never seen.
Wow,
I've never
that
heard
sounds
that
so
pop
young.
off.
What?
For the side of Misfits, this is awful for Fnatic. You see
What
Storm
is
picking up
this?
one.
wow, you
He's
sound so
actually using his
different.
voice.
He's actually casting. He's casting. He's commentating.
Oh, things fall apart for Fnatic.
Things fall apart.
Yeah, this is like you know, this is when I wasn't just sat in the closet watching you
All
know
right,
a
you
team
can mute
go
it, you
0
can
and
mute it,
40
What's your excuse for 2019, 2018, bro?
because everybody basically knew the top 3 teams the entire way. We actually watched 30 games of each of those teams.
I love that.
Like, oh man, who do you think is gonna win this Florida Paris game? Well, yeah, I mean probably Florida, but doesn't really matter. No, okay, cool, sweet. Let's move on to the next one. That was the issue with that one, is that we had so many games to basically just get to the result that we all could have probably had. What, there was maybe one team a year that like overperformed like expectations.
No, it happened
Otherwise,
from
it was
time to
just-
time, but there were a lot of bad games. Like that's the
Yeah,
problem,
it was
right?
like
There were a lot of bad games. Yeah.
you know, and then you cast 40 bad games, and you're like, oh my god, my spirit is broken.
Oh, well, come on now. Like, if you were commentating like an envious game in 2016, you weren't like, oh, I don't know, man.
Honestly,
I don't know.
one of the games I got most excited about in season 1 was Shanghai Florida Mayhem, because I was like, both these teams are terrible, and something's going to happen. Season 1 though was also kind of a little bit of a letdown because Seoul was supposed to be good and Dallas was supposed to be good, and then we had the Rujay Kong tank, and then we had
Oh my god.
we had the Taimu Winston. We also had I am convinced if somebody told me now that Coco had money on Dallas to lose, I would have believed you, because he would just select Orisa on Temple of Anubis and
Wow,
just
that
run
like
into
hurt
the choke.
Custa.
on
Custa is
defense.
like hurt. by
Did he
that.
not do that? He would just run into the choke and just like kind of just be there, and you're like, okay, well, I guess this is like their strategy. Haha, this is cool. And then everybody was just dead.
I say the
Yeah,
words.
I'm sorry. But also, I'm sorry, Scott, for in your history segment bringing up you losing a 5-map finals.
The reason is like this one hurts me because like if I had played better, we would have won this, and this is the grand finals, right? So like we would have won like my first like LAN thing. But like as I said earlier, like the soon Tracer wasn't that big of a thing at this point. People were playing like Soldier and triple tank like everywhere. But then he went Tracer, and like I just needed to kill him as Zenyatta or Arnhem or like get some sleeps and stuff like that, and I just didn't, and I kind of beefed it. So I was very sad that we lost this series. So more of the story, fuck soon. Except I love you soon. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say a joke, but I'm gonna be nice. Scott had a great career.
What?
Scott, I was gonna say, well, now I gotta say it. Scott was like, well, if I played better, we would have just won. And I was like, that's kind of the line that sums up Scott's career. If I
What do you
just
mean?
played better,
I
my
was
team would
good.
have
He
won.
was successful. He won
I
a
was
stage.
successful. What are you talking
He was
about?
very good. He was a very good player. Scott is one of my favorite players to watch ever because I just like.
You never
Scott.
know when he's going to press Q, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, you never
Like,
know.
right, just keeping the castles on their toes, most of the time.
Exactly.
You know, and Scott really played. We don't know if Johnny played professionally. There's only just been rumors about it. We've never actually
Johnny
seen
was
it.
fun to watch when he was, because he was also chaotic, because you never knew when he was about to feed or pop off.
Yeah,
It
that's so
was like
true,
a fine
actually.
line at
Yeah.
all times.
You can't say anything to hurt me. I actually reflected on my career and I was like, I actually did some cool shit. I don't
Right,
care what
I'm-
everyone says.
I'm the
I don't
same
care if
way,
I'm
like, when
the NBA firefighter equivalent. I actually won some cool tournaments. Not everyone
The
gets to do that.
faster you realize eventually everybody sucks, you're just kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Like, I played professionally and now I'm not good, and that's okay.
I'm not gonna be like, oh, this dude who finished 8th in OWCS 2024 is a better Overwatch player than me. It's like, okay, well, you got 8th. That's cool, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I actually got to win some shit. That was cool.
Zarya,
So-
this is legendary.
Speaking of
Oh
legends.
yeah, this man hated playing main support. I'll tell you that. It's,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Skipjack
will
was a
say
nice
We should go
guy.
back to 6v6. This was
I
fun,
did feel
right?
bad for you,
This
but
looks
then I
so
actually
good.
didn't
This is
feel
Marvel
bad for you
Rivals.
because you're playing Reinhardt, Winston, Zarya, Diva. So I actually don't feel that bad for you.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
well,
that's
yeah. No,
pretty
these were like fuck times where it's like this is the thing where people like I don't want to get on this discussion too much, but like this is a great example of like people like 2016. The game was like so beautiful and
Bro.
fun, and we were like stacking
chaotic
tanks. It was
it
great.
is.
It's like we played quad tank or like triple
Fucking out of their
tank
minds.
90% of the time. Like that was like literally what thing, and then you just play with healers. People hadn't realized that if you stack 3 supports yet, then it was like, even without Brig, people were already starting to play Lucio Zenana, like triple tank, like everywhere and stuff like that. It was just kind of hard. So, I mean, it was fun for the time, but like it definitely wasn't balanced, and this shit was chaotic as fuck.
Oh yeah, it's because
Yeah, this
the
was,
reason why they're saying that is because their solo queue games are not this level of play.
Yeah.
That's
This
why.
event, NIP was there, Scott. Remember that? And it was like Himsy and stuff, and they
Yeah,
would just
well,
play quad
you
tank
beat them, right?
Roadhog.
Well,
semis?
yeah, because we beat them in the semifinals,
Yeah.
and they were the best quad tank team. They're like, everyone was like, oh shit, like this is the team to beat, and we beat them in the semis. It was like, we're gonna win the tournament, and then we lost the Misfits.
This is
so-
also this is also the event where we basically only did like 2 games that first day, because remember Sombra would just break the server.
Icon?
yeah. When
Bridge.
when
Whenever-
2 people EMP'd, it broke the server or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like
I
EMP
remember
plus
that.
Blizzard, like the particle effects, like just nuked the
It crashed
server.
the
So we
server,
basically
yeah.
did like 1 game.
Yeah.
Just yeah,
Which
I mean,
sucks, I think, for complexity, because that was their strat.
That was their strat.
to
They-
play Sombra.
They played Sombra May like everywhere, so their game like kept resetting. Like they kept trying to do it, and then they thought it was the map, so they like they thought it was Hollywood, so then they turned off Hollywood.
Rewind that. You don't even turn to go shoot this guy. Come on, man.
He's shooting his tanks, bro. He's
Bro,
Oh my
I'm
God.
solo healing as what am I playing? Ana. With 3 tanks and a soldier, bro. What do you
Maybe
want
you
from
should
me?
wait.
Where's the
Maybe-
sleep dart?
Where's
Where's the
the
sleep
Reinhardt
dart there?
Maybe Vonethil on Lucio should have peeled a bit better too.
What is
Oh,
this?
Oh,
fuck was
get
that?
shit- What do you mean, Jack? Get that shit out of here.
What the
I
fuck
remember,
was that grapple?
Cool Matt would play fucking Soldier 76 on Volskaya and just sit on the high ground.
Look at this! Look at this! Overwatch was so good, bro, back then. Oh, these pros competing
Yeah.
now for sure, bro. Run this shit back.
The level of play was so much better back in the day.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
The Skipjack, he was a nice guy though. I remember meeting him at
Everyone
He
back
super
then would
cool.
say, dude, Soon is cooking us right now.
Yeah.
Actually.
Oh,
Dude,
the
but
Bud's Widow.
Hadan is a name that I cast like in 2018. or some
Hidan?
shit.
Is that how you
Yeah,
say
what?
it?
Say that one more time, please.
Hidan,
was Hidan,
right?
I think it's
isn't it?
Hidan.
Was it
Hidan?
I thought it was Hidan, yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Hidan. Okay. Slight variation, European moment, I guess.
Remember
He was like Unco Jr.
remember fucking Morta told us to say his name like different every event we would go to. He'd be
like
like,
name was
"Oh,
Morte,
Morte
wasn't it?
now." Then
By
he's
his
like, "Oh, I'm
trolling,
Mort," and then he's Morte.
people with their
Yeah.
names.
Eventually, we just put a fucking. We were like, "Whatever we're calling you this event, I'm just calling you forever. I don't care."
Anyway,
God's popping.
good times. So a bit of a throwback because
good times.
Fnatic is allegedly they're getting back in the scene. They just haven't announced their team yet.
It would have been so much cooler here too if each team had like a a
Soon it's
38 person roster that they could just sub people in every game.
that's
That would have been
crazy.
awesome.
If you lose, you're out. You have to sub
Fucking-
in someone else.
Yeah,
All right.
a roster,
We've
an NBA team size roster.
We've cooked enough. Anyway,
Is
we're
that,
also
is that all we're doing today?
yeah, that's pretty much all we're doing today. I'm also doing getting back to the worst take of the week segment because again we're talking about Fnatic. So there you go, Fnatic back in the fight.
Let's
and,
go.
in the thread where they talk about Fnatic, this is the worst take I found this week on Reddit. Sign Custa and Overwatch, or you are total cowards.
Worst take
Bro,
Worst
of
take.
Let him
the
cook.
week.
Let him cook. Give,
Worst take of the week.
no.
Scott,
a horrible take.
somebody tweeted me. I'm trying to find it. Somebody tweeted me a video about those pandas.
About
fake
the pandas that. Yeah.
Pandas?
Yeah, you hear about this?
Okay, so it was a Monday and I was doing a shoey, but I didn't have beer, so I needed to go get some beer. So I decided to leave Matt on my stream alone to entertain my
Solomon,
stream.
look at this.
And Matt ended up talking about pandas for like 15 minutes, and I came back and I said, "What are you talking about?" And Matt said, "I don't remember. I kind of blacked out," as he just like talked for 15 minutes.
Oh, I
about
saw
pandas.
this.
Yeah, there's rumors that pandas are fake.
Yeah. Have you
What?
heard this?
I saw this news. That's a motherfucking dog.
That's a dog.
They are just
What? That's for sure a
painted.
You have to be kidding me. What is this?
That's a dog.
There's a zoo that
There's
there's a
two
zoo that
dogs.
painted.
No
They said that these
way.
were baby pandas.
What
and,
am I
and,
watching? What is
and
this?
these are not those. Look, I'm not an animal expert. I've never worked at a zoo. I've been to, I don't know, maybe 3 zoos. I've never seen a panda.
This isn't one. You sure?
This dog painted that color is not a panda.
He's cute though.
That is
It's a
one of
dog.
the craziest things I've seen.
Yeah. No, they're yeah, they were dying
I
dogs
mean, that
to
is
resemble pandas.
just ridiculous.
Evidently this is common. My people, the Italians, we did this as well.
My people.
My people.
The Italians.
The Italians also. There was a circus that got caught. Said they were traveling with baby pandas, but they were actually just dogs that they had painted to look like pandas.
That's
So we don't
insane,
know
dude.
how many pandas are out there. They could be dogs.
My people.
This is insane.
When you went to
There's a great
Sicily, did you
segue
do
out
the
of this.
White Lotus thing? We were like, this is where they shot the Godfather. My people.
Oh, come on, man. Stop fucking painting these dogs. If you're gonna market them as pandas.
That's
That's a dog.
A
That's
panda.
just-
That is
oh
a dog.
my
Sorry,
God.
that is a dog
Yep,
for sure.
yeah, this is the Italians.
Wow.
Come on, guys, we're better than this.
This is
We're better than
crazy.
this.
We're better than this, guys. Come on.
2014.
I mean,
That is
that's
crazy.
fucking insane, bro. Oh, there's the actual
Look
dog.
at that. That poor dog.
Wow.
That
Poor
marketed
dog
as a panda.
spray painted to look like a panda.
Now,
I'm
this
speechless.
does not mean that all pandas are fake. I'm sure some of these pandas out there are real pandas.
There are. Okay, thank you
But-
for the PSA.
Yeah,
Matt.
thank
There
you.
are
This,
Thank you, Matt.
this does put an asterisk though on lots of pandas. They're gonna have to start proving it.
Well, anyway,
Cool, man.
speaking about pandas that are alive and real,
Wait,
we have
what?
the Chinese team coming
yes,
back, right?
The Chinese
Great
team.
point.
I
They're
mean,
so
Yes, the
bad.
Chinese team.
What
I
is
don't
it
have a
like?
tweet offhand, but
Chengdu Hunter's facts. Put it up.
yeah, Chengdu
Scott's on-
Hunter's facts.
Scott is on fire today. You
Bro,
know, a
I'm
little
popping
bit,
off.
little bit late, but this is like a
Look at this
it's
team.
like a B tier performance from Scott.
There you
today.
go.
Yeah, hell yeah, I'll take that.
Gushui, Shy Leave,
Shy
Lengsamon.
Leave, Lengsa Monk,
Rush.
and then
Something is not like
Creed
the other,
and
but we'll take Rush.
bro.
Yeah.
God damn. I'm surprised Rush isn't with Sparkle. We didn't try and get Sparkle in. I'm going to be honest.
Well, that's a
It would've
hard
been
sell to
six.
be like, hey, can you bench Shy or Leave to bring in
Yeah,
Sparkle?
exactly. Put
Yeah.
Sparkle in, baby. I want to see Sparkle back, honestly. But this is insane. Chinese Overwatch is so back.
Yeah, this will be
It truly
sick.
is.
Some of the
No,
best
the
players
video,
to ever do
the
it,
video's
actually.
kind of dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kinda
Oh, the
dope.
Valiant skin? Look at him go.
So
I
wait,
mean,
this
damn,
do they have an
that's-
org or is this just them on their own, just once
think
again?
this is
There
them,
were
right? Just
rumors. Was it
pulled once
LGD that was rumored to pick them up?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's
Ooh.
like with the Esports World Cup, I feel like there's a lot of teams that are just like
Yeah,
randomly
totally.
coming
It's
in out
awesome
of
to see a
nowhere.
lot of
Sure.
works getting involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much they've played. I mean, they've probably played, even though with the
yeah.
licensing
I
and
mean,
shit. So
What do you mean
Usually
they
it's been
couldn't play from
streaming
there?
it,
From
though.
there's no way they would able to play.
Yeah, they can't
Anyway.
break the rules.
that team is going to be
Yeah.
very competitive at Esports World Cup, I feel like.
Insanely competitive.
Yep, it's
Yeah.
a pretty good take there,
One of
Johnny.
the best teams, probably.
Yeah. It's a fan favorite, so you'll love to see
Hell
it.
yeah.
There we
Team
go.
full of amazing players will be
Team
pretty
is not
competitive.
affiliated with
Even though
Billy
the company
Billy.
name is under Hughes Park Esports Limited. Team's not
What?
affiliated with Billy Billy. They
What?
said apparently the team is fully funded by.
So they
Miss-
might have
Miss
an org,
SO.
but they're just not.
She used to be the head of Billy's esports division. She's bankrolling the team.
So
that
she
is
was
so
just like,
tough.
screw the copyright. I'm just taking this name.
Yeah, I don't think they give a shit.
That is-
She's a boss.
Yeah, okay.
That
Like,
is-
I'll
Hero
bankroll this
master,
shit.
yeah.
Why not?
All right.
Yeah, okay.
Hell
Why not?
yeah.
Yeah.
W team, actually.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. You love to see it. Yeah, so big news. That's all great.
I also, funny story. I said on the Overwatch show, when we were doing OWCS, I was talking with Mitch, and we were casting students of the game, and then he mentioned that maybe they won't have jerseys, and I was like, nah, it's bullshit. They gotta have jerseys. Like, and I got in contact with them, and sent them a bunch of money, and they're gonna have some jerseys for Dallas.
Matt's bankrolling.
You're
Wait, you
bankrolling
bankrolled
students'
students of the
jerseys?
game?
I said on the broadcast, I was like, if they don't have jerseys, I'll fucking pay for them. And Midge was like, oh, somebody's gonna clip that, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, why not? And then
Let's go.
And then I got hit up, and they were like, hey, we're trying to make this work. We can use some help. And I was like, how much is it? We got it done.
For
No,
that,
double-
I think you
my
earned
God.
Brent's Player of the Week for that, Matt.
Yeah.
Go
Not
on.
gets Brent's
Bankroll
player of
tiers
the
of the
week.
game
Fucking
jerseys.
cool. Hey, those guys are young. They're fucking going to the event. They should have a good time. Get them some jerseys. If they're fucking memes, whatever. They shouldn't have to pay for that. Pocket, come on, man. So we sorted it out. We got that. Yeah, it was.
Since you're a partial owner
Official
of
sponsor of
Plat
Students
Chat,
of the
is there any
Game.
way you could get them to rename to Plat Chat?
I actually thought about hitting you up about that, but then I was like, I don't want to bother Johnny. So then I just paid myself.
Thanks, I appreciate that actually.
Okay. Matt's Brent's Player of the Week, but I don't know if you guys saw. I put it in the chat, Solomon. Cointree retired. The scrim
Sad.
management coach goat from North America /EU that was managing like 17 teams. He hit the retirement, bro.
Did
Hey,
Cointree? Okay, I haven't read the post. Did he retire because he got like suspended or something?
I didn't read the thing. I
I
just saw
didn't
this.
read it, yeah.
I know
But-
Cointree was like suspended among like the chat and voice chat.
Wait, really?
Stuff, yeah. And
I didn't know
Cointree was
that.
like, I never say anything bad. I'm always a very nice person, and I just got banned. And now 2 weeks later or something, he's tired. Anyway, I haven't read it, but what the most manager of all time? How many teams did he manage?
The greatest manager of all time. There you go.
Oh my god!
Look at that. Look at that record. An insane amount of
This
teams.
is 2 months.
His Wikipedia page is ridiculous.
That is 2 months of tournaments.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That is
How's that even
crazy.
possible?
Oh, I'm pogging, bro. Look.
Jaws,
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
He's managing.
He's managing. He's managing
Who do we like tonight? Boston, Cleveland, and Dallas.
Okay, and
I think Boston have been playing pretty well. I think
Nah,
Dallas got it.
I think
Dallas
Cleveland
is
picks up
looking
another
good.
one.
Cleveland picks up another one.
Yeah.
That's
Bro,
that's
Boston,
some
other
hope
than that
right
one
there.
game, Cleveland.
It's game
Boston
4,
have been
right?
crushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boston are up
They'll
2-1?
get one at home. They'll get one at home.
I don't
Because they
know,
lost the
bro.
other
It
one.
could be like the Nuggets who would just refuse to win at home.
I wonder how these gambling sites are making money. It's people like Johnny who are just like, oh yeah, the Cavs are gonna get one at home and just throw $10 on
Sports
it.
gamble.
Throw $10
I,
on
I,
it.
I only invest in sound projects like GameStop.
Yeah,
which is,
crypto punks.
yeah, GameStop.
know.
Isn't it surging today? Gains 110%.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did see
Got
that.
halted.
Yeah, Johnny's
we're-
retirement is in
We're so
GameStop
back.
and AMC.
We're so back. Frick the people, manipulators, short sellers, or something like
Yeah.
that. There we go. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Matt, what do you think about Atlanta Hawks getting the #1 draft pick?
I mean, who the fuck cares about the Atlanta
Jack.
Hawks? I mean, that's like they're gonna trade
Don't
Trae
do
Young.
that to him. Don't.
They're gonna get rid of Trae Young.
Isn't the #1 draft the pick supposed to be that like super tall guy? He's like Wemby almost.
No,
Trae Young gets an actual
that
center?
is so offensive to Wemby that you said that this guy. No, he's some French guy playing in Australia. He's gonna be probably pretty mid.
He's
This
7-1.
draft. This draft is like the worst draft in like a decade.
I don't
Like,
know. Bronny's gonna be on it.
actual
Yeah, it's
Actual-
Bronny.
bums.
And there's 2 Swedish players. So in the second round, we got Pelle Larsson in the second round coming out of Arizona. He's graduating.
Those
and
are
also we got
those are
Bobby
not
Clintman.
pandas.
Bobby
If
Clintman
anyone's
plays in Australia.
confused, those are definitely
Draft them.
dogs.
Definitely dogs.
Yep.
They got the dog in them.
Bro,
All right.
who painted these and we're like, yeah, we're gonna get away with this for sure. Yeah.
Hey,
What
it
is
worked
this?
out. It worked
Is that
out.
a fucking?
It worked out.
It worked out. I passed on the bird a little bit later. Someone else has the bird. I don't
That's
have
a
it.
bird?
The bird doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
It's a
it
bird?
worked
Yeah.
out.
Crypto
worked out.
fucking punk bird ass
Yeah,
looking
bro.
thing.
I gotta get my.
2021 was a weird year, everybody.
That was
was
an
a weird
interesting year, bro.
was an
Fucking
interesting year.
COVID was a weird
Dog
year.
Yeah, COVID was a wild time. I remember
Yeah.
being like, "Oh, this shit's gonna be like 6 months, or I'll be back to normal." And then like 3 years later, I still hadn't left my house. It was like,
Bro, we played WoW for like a year. Me and Matt. That's literally all we did.
bro,
Then we
I
just
thought
played
you get
WoW.
that shit through your eyes, bro. I was like fucking wiping my groceries down. I was going crazy. I was like, I'm fucking not
Wiping
leaving
your
this place.
groceries down. That is hilarious.
Yeah, I played so much WoW. I mean, nothing's really changed from then till now. I mean, to be
Yeah,
honest.
wait, what else
I,
changed? Yeah.
I was like, oh, lockdown. I was like, this is pretty much how I've just kind of always existed.
I don't see what everyone's complaining about. This is just
Yeah,
how I
what
live
is
my life.
everybody complaining about? I've always been kind of on lockdown, so nothing wrong there.
I remember going to Whole Foods in like April, and they were like out of toilet paper for like a month.
Bro, do you
so-
remember the toilet paper epidemic where people were like fighting people for like cases
Yeah.
of toilet paper?
Bro,
That was so
I
fucking stupid.
we'll have no water, but we definitely have paper towels and toilet paper. Fucking, but people are ridiculous. I mean, people are fucking painting dogs to be pandas. I mean, come on, man.
Dude, Imperial How moved on from TSM Apex. Wait a
Yeah,
second.
that's a big move.
That is a
crazy.
big move. That's a huge move, actually.
Well, they just
from
played like trash in
Imperial
the
How.
first stage, right? Like I saw they came like
Yeah, I don't think they played well. He's with Zero and Jen Burton now.
Like, yo, what
Holy.
are the what do you call it? The Porsche skins, right? Those look cool. I saw
Yeah.
a little
Oh, the
trailer for
Farah
those. There,
Diva,
a little
right?
trailer for those. there.
yeah.
yeah.
I tweeted them to see if they can give me a Porsche because
Look at that.
that,
That was a good
looks fucking
attempt.
Sweet.
Insane.
That's a good
Yeah.
attempt.
That's totally going to happen, by the way.
Dude, Pocket got a Toyota from Toyota when we were doing all those things. He just asked. I was like,
That's
Wait,
when everyone
what?
had fuck you
Yeah,
money.
Yeah,
and then-
2018 moment, actually.
And then after,
Oh, he's
now
pulling.
when we did this, Pocket was like, "Hey, Porsche,
Yeah, I saw that tweet from fucking
Yeah,
as
what
well.
was
Did he
bro, you
actually?
got a
That's so
Toyota, and now
funny.
you want the Porsche? Come on, bro."
how was this event? Was it fun?
It
sick.
was one of the most amazing days. It was.
Were
so
you
much
guys
fun.
able to drive?
Yeah, we got
they-
to drive 3
They
different
let us
cars.
drive
Jake
three
looks
of
so
their different cars.
concerned.
He was really sick. He was
Yeah.
really sick afterwards.
Oh, was he
Or-
sick?
No, he
Oh,
was
that
not really
sucks.
sick. He didn't throw up or anything. But like, he got out of the car and he was like, actually, like, he needed a second to recuperate.
Yo, whoa, there's Johnny.
Bro.
Johnny looks like a fucking child.
Dude, I kid you not. Like, so we got to drive it ourselves, and so they had like a course, and there's like different tracks. So
Yeah.
one of them was just like a straight. It was like just a straight, and you got to accelerate as fast as you possibly could and go up to like high speeds. And the guy told me, my coach, because you were driving with like a coach in your car, and he said, like, as soon as you hit the gas and starts accelerating, it's gonna feel like you're time traveling for a couple of seconds. And he was not kidding.
Yeah.
Wait,
I got into
what?
that electric car, and I fired, and I started
all
accelerating.
hundred
and
and,
oh my god!
0
was
to 60 in
electric.
like it was like 2.8, 0 to 60 in 2.8 or something like that. So it was fucking crazy.
2.8
Yeah.
in electric is insane.
Yeah.
Dude, it was insane.
It was
The
good,
electric cars are so weird to drive. My brother's got a Tesla.
Yeah.
Because like you're used to like a car kind of like ramping up a little bit. The electrics just go. Like you
Yeah.
just go.
It was out of the 3 cars we drove. Actually, the preference among most people seemed to be the electric one. You know, we got to drive like the 911, which is a classic.
Yeah.
But the
Taycan.
electric one, most people preferred actually.
Was it the Macan, the truck?
No. They didn't have the SUVs or whatever. They had the Taycan, I think it was called. The
Yeah,
electric
Taycan, the 911, and the something else.
Camaro or something it's called. Cayman. That's what it's
911
called.
Camaro Turbo, or like the
Yeah, we drove the 911 too,
Wait,
which was like gas, and it was like the sound was
That's
incredible.
Oh, Scott's
Yeah.
gonna go
That's
grab
sick.
the keys to his Porsche. So
Yeah,
he's gonna go show it
He's
off.
gonna go see which one he has.
Dude, Porsches are
He's
pretty
not.
sick.
He's not even sure.
But yeah, that is, by the way, we didn't do 2 Plat Chat episodes last week because they were like, "Hey, do you want to come drive Porsches?" And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds fun." And so
It's pretty cool.
yeah, we did that.
It was awesome to get and ride, but I got a
You got a
Porsche
mug.
Cup because for one of them they actually did a time trial. Like there was like a course that you had to do where you had to like gun it and that kind of stuff. I came third, so I got bronze medal. I'm literally that guy
go,
who's
baby.
like freaking out that you like came third, but yeah.
Yeah.
So
The,
Fuck,
this
God,
game's
that's
actually
pretty-
fun
That's
as
pretty
hell.
impressive, Scott.
The fire one looks fucking awesome.
yeah.
Are we
fire one is
are we
cool.
wide queuing today, Scott?
No, I'm good, bro. I'm good.
do you mean- what do you
I'm
mean
trying to
good?
win today.
Yeah, what
I'm
rank are you
good.
right now, Scott?
GM 5, I think.
I'm Masters
Wait,
1.
on main?
Duo?
Yeah. It's hard, bro. Climbing's hard these days.
Oh, wait, never mind. I thought we were the same rank for a second, but I realized I'm Masters 5. So we're actually just a full
We can knock
division
that down to
apart.
Plat 3. We can knock it down to Plat 3.
All right.
Get a little wide queue going.
It's Shuey Monday. It is Shuey Monday, actually, Matt.
Oh,
Maybe we do some YQing. If I get a Shuey going, I'll do it with you, Matt.
All right. We'll play some Magic later, maybe instead.
yeah,
I'm down.
big commander
Phase of
game.
fourth, I'm
Big
down.
commander game.
I'm cooking with my red deck. I'm learning.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a red deck.
Maybe not
Oh,
the
here we go.
sieve, but
Yeah.
I'm
All right.
playing
We're gonna
green
close this episode out because
We're just mumbling about shit at this point.
we're just mumbling about shit at this point. Anyway,
But
tune
hey,
into
if
Custa
you
stream.
liked this episode,
And,
give it a fucking thumbs up.
There we go.
Fucking thumbs up. Thumbs up right now.
So true.
Tell other people about it. Because this is episode 225. That means we did a lot of episodes. And we put a lot of effort into these episodes. So if you like it, give
Almost
money.
5 years.
No,
I think
no, you
next
don't have to give
month
money.
it's been 5 years we've been running this show.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, that's way longer than I thought this would go. I mean, I thought we'd do a few. I mean, at the start, it was difficult to get this third episode because, well, Bren didn't show up to the first one, but to do 225, I mean, that's, yeah, just hit the like button, join
What?
everything. Go buy
Join the
fucking,
member,
go buy
bro.
like 4 Manscapes. Do you know people? Just go buy Manscaped
Code
stuff
Plat
for
Chat.
them. Yeah, use the code first.
Wait, when are we doing Plat Chat Magic streams? We should do a Commander one. Get Mitch on.
Oh, that'd be so good. Yeah, I'd be
You
down
know,
actually. I love to.
If we wanted, I could actually invite you guys over to my place and we could just live stream playing Magic for a while.
Yeah.
Plat Chat
You guys
Magic
should,
session.
No
you
one
guys
would
should
watch
play
that,
a Magic
but, you know.
game, and
There'd be like
I'll
12 people who would
commentate
be
it.
really excited about that.
Yeah. I was actually selling something on Facebook Marketplace the other day, and I
Oh, you
sold
selling your
I sold
Misfits
a bike.
jerseys?
I sold a bike to this woman, and she was clearly on the west side, and she was excited about biking in Los Angeles. And I was like, "Here you go. We don't use this bike." And I guess her boyfriend, who was driving her, I was like, "Yeah, I do like video games for a living." And he was like, "Oh, like Magic and stuff." And I was like, "Oh, I actually just got into it. I got started with this white deck," and he was like, "Yo, poggers, whoa, Magic player, whoa, that's awesome, bro." And she was like, "I just want my bike. Can you
Bro,
guys just shut up?"
what is this? Like, is it just kind of, I don't know. It's just cards.
It's cards, yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like Hearthstone, but on crack.
Yeah, there you go.
You have to use your
Hearthstone, but
imagination a
more
little bit, man.
complex. Yeah.
I think there's probably 2 people who watch this that play.
There is more than one because someone gave me some cards to give to Mitch and Scott. Oh, what was it? Credit voucher from like Mercadia Masks at the grand finals.
Yeah.
To use in our decks. So I appreciate it. Shout out if you're watching.
No,
for
I've
the
heard
credit
of
voucher
Magic
card.
before. I've heard of Magic. I've never played it.
It's good. Good game, Matt. I don't think I'm gonna be honest with your short attention span. Ain't no way.
I don't think it's for you,
yeah.
Matt.
Ain't
It's not
no
really.
way,
It's not
Chief.
really you.
Are there destructible environments?
No, there's no basketball. There's no football. There's no references to UFC. So
Do
I
people
don't think-
die? No.
No,
Destroy a
unfortunately,
land.
Matt.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll
that's
take
what it
a
is.
destroying
suppose.
planes.
I'll take
That's
a
what he's up to.
land with my red warrior green mage deck.
End
There
the
we go.
podcast, Johnny. End the podcast.
There we go.
Podcast.
I
Get
mean,
us out of
Joe.
here.
no, get us out
I don't
of here.
have
We're not-
any Magic cards, but I'm getting into it. So if anyone has advice, reach out to me. Anyway, that'll be good. All
Just
right,
buy
we're
the most
wrapping up the
expensive
episode.
ones.
This week we'll have a second episode. I hope. So see you later this week. We'll have a second episode of Plat Chat coming up. Thank you for tuning in to episode 225. Goodbye, everybody. It's my blast.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.